wanna play. These 3 words, they're the ones that I live by. With bug eyes, there's nothing that he can't find. We all fly, don't give Buckman the stink eye. Do or die, Schmuel Buckman's an old guy. Schmuel rock and roll, Schmuel rock and roll. Go toe to toe with Buckman, he will eat your freaking soul, no doubt. It's Schmuel rock and roll, it's Schmuel rock and roll, Schmuel rock and roll. We get bucked with Buckman, we know you're up to something.
Roll call. It's Schmuel. It's Tuesday. Hi, everybody. New hat. Didn't take the tag off yet. Let's see. Da, 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 da. We've got MG082, Kim Nicholson. Good evening, Kim. Whoa, the quad, big gut. Ha, ha, ha. Nuyorican, 127. Let's see. Unbanned Josh Denny fan. Another episode of Schmuel aping another Dabbleverse show format. Josh. You make it so difficult. I know. You want euphoria, but I can't. I tried, man. I tried. All right. Art Bell, 1259. Panhandler is here. UNUDF. I have no idea. Wants you to send me the link. I thought we discussed that. Johnny Chopsticks, Chris Mack, Lady KB, Young Old Vibes. Awesome. The good-looking women here tonight. Soggy. I can't even read it. Soggy Fritos. That sounds gross, actually. All right. Oh, by the way, I missed Soggy Fritos. Happy Cinco de Mayo on Cinco de Siete. Jacob Bryant 7000 is here, and we're getting through. Friend of the show. Man, we haven't barely even started. All right. Chris Mack, we talked about, friend of the show. And first super chat of the evening for $5. Shuli Madoff. Hope we're covering Joey C video from today. Wow. Hey, Shuli Madoff. Buckman at buckmanpod.com. If you want to send me the link. I haven't seen it. I have been working today in a little humble brag. They put the new hot tub in today, and I have to wire it. All right. David R. Fuller, another episode of Josh Denny fan whining, but still watching religiously. Josh Denny fan is a welcome guest. We go back. We tend to go back and forth. But I like the guy. And Shuli Madoff, if I didn't say so, really, dude, thank you very much for the super chat. And it will come up here momentarily. All right, so let's put that back up. And that will leave by itself. Ooh, I got myself a new mouse today, and my scroll wheel is working. That is fantastic. Lady KB, I'm on Tom Meyer's neck now. It's funny because I read that and I'm like, your first thought would be, oh, you're on somebody's neck. But my first thought was, since you've been commenting on his hair and other characteristics, I assumed you were commenting on what his neck looks like. So there we go. All right, let's get down here. Phil Washer, 8975. That's a new name. Hey, Lady KB. Tom Myers apparently was just on Husey claiming to have a girlfriend. I think that's not an unusual. I think Tom does have a girlfriend. All right. Sam VV. Wow, this show stinks. Thank you, Sam. We always like to get started with positive attitudes. You know, the universe provides. Not Victoria is here, and that's it. And Mr. Panhandler. The audio sounds too good to be Buckman. Very funny, my friend. Very funny. All right, let's do this. A ridge scheduled tonight with Mr. Panhandler and the Quadfather, but Pan said he couldn't make it. And now I'm seeing that Josh Denny fan doesn't want him here. So, oh shit. So I'm going to take a chance and pop Pan the link. And if he wants to come on in a while, he can, or if he wants to pop in, that would be very freaking cool. All right. And I can see myself on YouTube. It's a beautiful world. Anyway, folks, thanks for being here. Remember, memberships, $1.99. I would appreciate it. We have over 100 members. I think many of them were gifted, but still, never, ever, never in my wildest imagination that I believe that could possibly happen, gifted or not. So that's really, really cool. Our super chat system is open, and supertip.gg/Buckman. And we'll be doing some updates. How do I explain this? I never really worked on the voice super tips, but I have been, so we're going to put some voices on there, some new ones, some surprising ones, and just for Josh Denny fan, they are going to be non-Dabbleverse voices from the outside of the world. All right. So we got that stuff out of the way. Phil Walsh, 8975. Dabbleverse is full of scumbags, but they're very generous. They are very generous, and they're not scumbags. There are a few, but there's always a few. There's a few everywhere, which is going to be sort of one of our topics tonight a little bit. I don't think I'll play, excuse me, I'm burping. I don't think I'll play a clip, but I watched today Gino and Mark Joseph, the owner of Rodney's, where the Rodney's guy was on, and very like kind of an asshole, you know. And I'm actually, you know, my feeling is you guys were great at Rodney's the other night, the universe of the dabs. We were really, it was really quite a nice crowd. Everybody was well behaved. It was all, I would think that any club owner would be thrilled to have this audience. They drank like fish. Everybody paid their bill, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And he was like, basically, they were all retards, and he was insulting Kevin and the other comedians, but mostly he was insulting his guests, right? His customers. And I thought, that's kind of a shitty way to run a business. And you know, and Gino's a bit of an ass, so there was that. I'm sorry. But I have to be honest and say I have no idea what the guy's deal was. But I want to get into that. We'll get into that a little bit with Quadfather when he gets here. And Johnny Carson was there. He was right. Let's just say, for argument's sake, there was 120 tickets sold, right? I think, but I'm going to go with 100 because I'm not the great math whiz. So 1% of the guests were a bit annoying. That's, I mean, come on. That's like low for a place, especially in New York. And Johnny is like, he can be a little overbearing, a little annoying, but because he's drinking and he gets loud and he really likes to talk. But other than that, there was nothing. And I've been at some nasty fucking comedy clubs, so I don't know. And it's kind of a shitty little club way on the fucking east side on First Avenue. It's new, at least new to him. You would think you would want to build it up. It just seemed like shitting on the clients, not a good idea. Because now I'm certainly not going to go back there. If if I thought, I want to go see somebody at a comedy club. Now, look, that club has a reputation for being mostly open mic, mostly produced shows. There's a woman named Gladys who runs a comedy school, and she has shows there. And she has, I think she holds like an open mic, which is and you pay $5 and you can go on stage. So it's not like your reputation is so great that you should be shitting on our reputation. So Drunken Donuts, if you're not going to go back, I don't think there's a future. I have a feeling that I'm not the only one that feels that way. And yeah, I do have a tendency to what's the word that we're looking for? Think my attitude is outsize my attitude when it comes to stuff, but definitely. Gladys from Weapons, don't know what Weapons is. All right, so Quad's going to join us. Any minute now. He just walked in the door. But rumor is Louis J. Gomez and his partners are about to buy that place. Personal opinion, the only people that should own comedy clubs are either corporations or people that have so much money they don't care about losing it, because they never seem to make money. And I can't count the number of comedy clubs that have been open and closed in New York. And now I'm noticing a lot more bars. Like even in Manhattan, that was something that didn't happen before. And let's add, I think my hold please. I gotta go to my layers. And my dynamic grid. And why is Quad coming up in the wrong place? There we go. All right. Good evening, Quadfather.
Yeah, it is kind of rude. I do see people in the chat figure that out. Walked in the door, huh? That's how you're going to introduce me, really, Schmuel?
Jesus
Come on, dude.
Christ.
Anybody else in the world you can introduce like that? Just not me, man. Come on.
Yeah, I apologize. I treat you like I treat everyone else. You're not special to me,
Trolling me?
and I feel like I'm just gonna say what I say, and there we go. I don't think of you as a person in a wheelchair. I think of you differently, like just a guy. So that's why I said that.
Oh,
So
I thought you were going to go darker even yet, but good on you. No, Louis J. Louis J, he ain't got no money, man. What do you think? That guy's gonna go around buying bars? I don't think poor people buy bars. Do you?
Uh, I have no idea what his money situation is.
More importantly,
So
what's your money situation? Because these
I
are both
couldn't
thoughts
tell.
from Kevin Brennan, both of them.
It's so weird. Why the fuck does Kevin Brennan care about my money situation? You know?
Jelly.
And
He heard you got a new hot tub.
there's
He's
there's
jelly.
nothing to be jealous about. You know, I'm just a boomer, and you know, it was part of our nature to save money and prepare for retirement and stuff. So, you know,
The Jewish
that's what we
way,
did.
right, Schmuel?
Say it again. You need to get up on your mic or increase your mic or something.
That's the Jewish way, right, Schmuel?
No, it's the boomer way.
Oh,
You know. So, you know, I could have been born. I should have been born in the early '50s, and I would have been able to, you know, then it would have just been standard. All this crap wouldn't have started before then. But so he's very jealous of your millions and how you don't have to read chats to get it. Thank you, friend of the show, but I don't have millions, and I do have to read chats, and you know, I'm not a fan of Gavin McGinnis, but I will say, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. So there you go. So feel free to send money, because you know, everything you do, whatever you do, and this is like my thing with people, right? Like you should, you got to know who you are, and you got to like get respect. Like if somebody tells you this is I was speaking to someone today who was told that they were going to get paid, and at the end of their performance, they were not, and it was like, fuck yeah, you know, whatever. And I'm like, dude, you, if you got an issue getting paid, you got to get paid up front. Then, you know what I mean?
Are you talking about the great Ray DeVito and the stylings of his comedy? Yeah. I think he did mention that. I think he was saying like he was getting trolled a little bit by possibly the guy that was running the comedy show.
But Landon was supposed
got-
to be paying him.
Yeah, but I don't think that's. Ray was expecting to get the guy running the show to hand him a hundo.
You mean the boss?
I know that.
I mean, Mr. Brennan? Is
No, Bob. Bob Levy. It was Bob Levy's show.
Oh, because Bob had left. And I have to say, Kevin did. We were outside post show, and Kevin came out. Somebody wanted to talk to him, and he said, I'll be right back. He had to go to an ATM to get money to pay Ray. And he got money and he paid Ray. So Ray got paid.
I don't think he had to do that. I think he did do that. So I think Ray ended up with $200.
No, he wouldn't take it because the owner of the club wanted to give Ray 100, and Ray wouldn't take it.
I thought that was to make it $300. I think
all I know is Ray did not. I don't know what Ray's total take was, but I do know that Ray did not take the money from the club owner. Which I told him was, I said 200 is better than 100. You should have taken it. But you know, Ray, no, that was the deal. And luckily, Ray did ask me to not talk about it tonight, so I won't.
Yeah. He told me not to talk about it either. So good thing we didn't.
It is. I did explain to him that like everybody else has already talked about it. Like we're at beating the dead horse thing now, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and
Well, it's typical for the Dabbleverse, right? Like anything that's supposed to be a secret will be talked about. So just might as well give up on the fact that there was ever going to be any secrets in this Dabbleverse. Ain't a thing.
Yeah, you can't. You know, you certainly can't. Yeah, and don't ask for advice. That's another thing with that. And think that you know, there are a few people that I have a very small circle of people that I ask for advice, because those people I can actually trust. But in the beginning, there would be people that would be offering advice and they really wanted to talk to you and, you should do this and you should do that. And when you
And
would
Dr. Chow was wrong, wasn't he?
and you would talk to him about it, it wasn't about them being wrong. It was that the story changes and it becomes about, oh, this is what he wants to do and he's going to do this and he's all about this. And you're just like going, I can't play around with you. I'm moving on. So that was the that was the deal with that. All right. What's been going on in the quad day?
Not much. Ray DeVito says he only got $100, so that is correct. I just got a text. Someone's watching.
Someone's watching, yeah. He's probably, oh, yes, let's talk about that. No,
I don't know. It's been hot outside. I went outside. I got some sun, so I got some vitamin D. Not dick, ladies. Calm down. And took a nap, and here I am. I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
It's cool.
Talking about Ray DeVito. I mean,
I took a nap.
My dreams have come true.
I took a nap as well. I put 30 minutes on the alarm, and it wound up being like an hour and a half. So, of course, I'm racing to walk the dog and get on stream. So there you go. That's why you got that 8:15 message instead of the earlier one, because I had planned on going on earlier. Let's just see here. I was PD Jr. has the only advice I can give is to wear sunscreen. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proven by science. I agree.
Not true. I disagree.
I really wish I had worn sunscreen and I wouldn't have to be dealing with this like pre-skin cancer shit and I have to go for another photodynamic therapy session.
It's the sunscreen that's giving everybody cancer. Science is proven.
Okay.
No, and plus, like since day one of human being, mankind, as it were, if you will. Sorry, ladies. Yeah, we're supposed to get vitamin D. It's good for you. And people weren't getting cancer back in the day. So all of a sudden, everybody starts putting sunscreen on, and cancer is now the most prevalent thing around. So,
okay,
take that for what you mean it for. I'm just saying.
No, I understand what you're saying, but what you're neglecting is the average age, like the average life expectancy used to be like 20, 25 years less than it is now. So that may be the reason. And not the sunscreen. Maybe we're just living longer, so more diseases are popping up. And maybe your skin didn't think it was going to have to be around for 80 or 85 years. So,
yeah, God, you should have thought of that before you made us. Rude.
The sun was yellow back in the day, Quad. Not according to one John Melendez.
New spy report. Ray DeVito said he got $0 from Brian Landon.
Yeah,
who was supposed to pay him, like you just said.
That's what he said. That is what he said. He was what he said, which was really worse, was that Landon took 4 singles out of his pocket and gave him those, and Ray wouldn't take them. So, but I spent a lot of time talking to Landon that night. He seemed like a decent enough guy. But I have a feeling he likes to fuck with Ray. I think he would have given Ray his money eventually, but who knows? And I do know that Tommy Jordan did interrupt him when he was going to the ATM machine at the little store on the corner. So who knows? But
from what I understood from Ray is he expected to get paid from Bob, period, end of story. And when he went up to Bob to get his money from him, Bob was like, oh, yeah, well, you're supposed to get your money from Brian Landon. And then Ray was like, nah, fuck that, dude. You ran the show. You give me the money. all this other weird shit, I'm not in for it. So forget that. And that was pretty much what he said. And I get that, man. Like if you're expecting to get paid from the guy that ran the show, then yeah, like oh no, you go track down some other guy and see if you can get the money out of it. Like that does seem like jerking him around. It feels like
Yeah,
that's
he
probably
was
what
definitely
was happening.
jerking him around. But I was
Yeah.
I was distinctly under the impression that Bob had already left by the time Ray went to get paid. But there you go.
All right.
And all right, so we'll leave the subject of one Ray DeVito for another time. So we want to talk tonight. We want to talk about Karmic. We want to talk about doxing. We want to talk about disappearing podcaster. We have to talk about the Duke's letter today. Um, uh,
That's not from the dude. Come on, man.
and yeah, and I wanted to have did you see the clip with the Rodney's owner on Gino? I don't know it was a clip.
Yeah,
but
I
they
mean,
just-
I wanted to get to it last night, but we had JMO and Dave on, so we didn't really get to anything because those guys can't stop talking. But that's also a good thing for a podcast, right? Talking.
yeah. So if you're not going to use it and you want to send it here, I can put it up, or you can. I think you can actually put it up. We could do that, but I want to talk about it because I started the show with it. I thought the guy was kind of an asshole, the owner.
I think it's as usual. Chino's an asshole. I think that guy was trying to be playful and decent. You know what I mean? As far as like, I don't think he wanted to talk shit either which way. He didn't want to talk too much shit about the the Dabbleverse people. I think he kind of wanted to stay a little bit neutral. But yeah, whatever. He has his own thoughts. I mean, here he is battling Stevie Lou in his fucking Google Yelp reviews.
Yeah, I disagree, Quad. I thought he was rather expressive. I didn't think he was playful. I thought he was a dick. So, Coach muttering J Mersh 1, Schmuel and Quad 0. I have no idea what that means, but
Buttering
Mersh is
is a
winning,
big
right?
Mersh guy. Yep.
Oh, is he?
Loves the Mershes. Oh yeah, big time.
Oh, okay. All right. And we were gonna talk about him tonight, and he's on the list, but I haven't paid any attention to him in the last couple of weeks, so I don't really know much about what's going on over there. So-
He has a girlfriend. Did you hear that? That's news.
Oh my God, yes. Haven't we all heard it? I was, the thing that was my thing that was so funny about him with the girlfriend wasn't so much that he was saying the girlfriend, right? Like he kept saying my girlfriend, my girlfriend. My favorite part was like the dude hasn't had a girlfriend in a dozen years at least, right? And then he's dating somebody, it's like 2 weeks, and he's like, yeah, I'm taking the chick out to dinner this weekend. Yeah, the chick and I are going here, And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, like whatever. But it seems to have lasted, and they seem happy together. So, and they have a mutual dislike of the Schmuel, so that's always good. That's helpful for a relationship.
Well, technically, we haven't heard from her, so things could be going horribly. We need to get her side of the story,
She was defending him the other night. When I was
Yeah,
on
or
Husey.
else at threat of another black eye. I mean, come on.
Oh,
Last time she got out of line, she got a fucking black eye, and he went out to the titty bar.
hey, what is what do you call it? What's Riz? I was thought it was like respect, right, or something.
Yeah, like your persona, like you got moxie or like that kind of shit. Moxie would be a word you would have used. Shit, I'm using old fashioned words trying to explain stuff to you, Schmuel. You
That
see how
girl's got some moxie on her, buddy. So, I'm gonna ask AI because if it is what I think it is, I think I disagree. But but let's
Oh,
we'll get that.
charisma.
Charisma,
American
right? Yeah,
cupcake. There's no way
American.
fucking American cupcake knows that. Come on, dude. Come on, bro. Really?
Hey, man. Uh, Riz is slang for natural charm or charisma, according
It's
to
an
AI.
STD.
Fucking American
It means
Cupcake
you
is
have
in
an
on
STD. You got Riz.
American
That's
Cupcake
too
is in on so much stuff. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
He's a great Joey C impersonator, from what I understand. I just wish he would run against Joey C in 2028. That's all.
yeah, but there's no real point because it's not like Joey C. This is all bullshit.
It would annoy Joey C. That's the point. Everything's that is to annoy somebody else in the Dabbleverse, right? Everything we do, just existing.
Well, it seems like everything I do, that's for sure. And you
Yes.
have your share of people that you annoy as well.
Yes, our existence. We do annoy. I love it.
But the Cupcake, buddy. So there's a 14-minute Joey C video from today that it was suggested that we try to watch or talk about. You got to let me know if he's worth it. So,
I didn't see
all right.
today. Yeah, I really don't watch any Joey C stuff anymore, man. It's a tough watch.
It is tough. And the other night was kind of funny. I don't know who he had on. But I was watching, right? And he had like 20 between 28 and 35 people, right? And I look at something else and then I come back. And all of a sudden there were 150 more people, like an even 150. So if it was 28, 178 or whatever, 180, if there were 30, and somebody was joking around, Joey must be buying views. And I hate the accusing people of buying views stuff. But when we finish this show, like when we did the other night, right? So we peaked at like 113 people, finished the show, had about 700 views, give or take, right? Joey's show is finished and like 2 days later at 348 views. And what I've learned is that those paid views don't count, like when they do the tally after the show. And so one might assume that there were bought viewers. So, but
In Joey's defense, I've seen a lot of his shows that were like that, up to like 500-600 viewers. So I assume someone's just fucking with him most of the time. But yeah, 100 makes it seem more likely that you're just trying to boost your own numbers. I don't know that Joey C buys views.
no, I
You
don't.
know,
I don't eat.
Plenty
I
of
don't
people
either.
do. Chad, etc. You know what I mean? The Shuley Network.
But the thing is, and I don't know, I just stumbled upon it accidentally because Eckel one day was on and they were buying him views. Somebody was buying him views, and he had like 2,000 or 2,200 or something, and it was very funny, and he was talking about it. And when his show ended, he had the number of views that Google posted were the same as his regular show. So they and I've read that Google doesn't count those. Somehow it knows that they're bot views and they don't count them. And so I will say with Shuli and Carl, I know people say they buy views, but the viewer counts that are on their streams are commensurate with the number of people that were in the chat. So but I frankly don't think they're buying views. And I think my absolute favorite is Steel Toe with the, going like, we've got, 700 people watching and the chat literally doesn't move,
He's got what? Most of his numbers are in Rumble. That is where the action is. Not too many people watch his YouTube side of his streams. That's a fact. all of his major fans are in the Rumble chat.
I gotta tell. Well, the Rumble chat didn't seem to be moving because I looked at both one day, but uh, you, I just don't. Rumble numbers to me are like Twitter numbers. They have no meaning,
Agreed.
And that was
He's up there with like 500 views though, so I would assume at least he's got 100 plus in the Rumble. So yeah, I guarantee 200, 300, 400 people watch the show. You know what I mean? That probably does exist. That many fans at least. Beyond that,
look, I hope those are the numbers for the guy. Now those are way down from what he used to get, right? Or is that about the same as he always got?
I mean, the height of him getting arrested and shit, people were interested. So I think he was topping out at like 1,000 at that point. But yeah, that was short lived, and people have definitely lost the attention span to watch anything still till related. I know he's been missing goals. I don't know if it's for the long term, but seems like he's in a tenuous situation right now. I don't watch. I have a hard time watching Toe. I used to enjoy like tuning in the morning and watching him miss the goals, but right now, it's been a while since I've been watching Still Toe. There's just
Josie 42013. He used to get way more viewers. I thought so.
Yeah, I mean he's half the amount of viewers he was getting at the height. Like he's down to 500, I think. So.
But I'm wondering what like his numbers were during the pre polycule, like just him in April, and because I thought that show was growing at that point.
Yeah. I think they were up at like 800. The breakup probably got him another couple hundred. Yeah, I mean they were doing well. He's way down there now.
Wow. Yeah, it's interesting because it's like I don't know that I would be capable of being that so bold as he is, and like because he's like he's the old Howard Stern kind of. I invented everything. The universe revolves around me. Everybody needs me, and you kind of know it's not true. Not kind of, but it's not true, and you got to know that he knows it's not true. I don't know that I could do that every day. So,
fake it till you make it, Schmuel. I mean, whatever. He's just trying to live out his glory days before he got kicked off of Twitch. Yeah, he was doing really good at that point in time, and then of course, right with the April stuff. Yeah, there was a moment there where he was on Compound Media. He was really good friends with Gino, and things were looking up for him. Those days are gone. I'm sure he wishes he could have them back. But yeah, like his co-host Oz and Johnny, nobody's interested in anything going on in Still Till Land. It even appears as though this little piggy might not be that interested in him at this point. I know they took last Friday off. I saw a clip of Carl saying, "Yeah, whatever," with the TLP stuff. That I think that would be his death knell in some ways. Would be that nobody's interested in him, not even this little piggy, because outside of this little piggy, nobody's covering Steel Toe. You know what I mean?
Genta loves what? TJ, because of little old me. Genta, wherever you go, people follow. I've learned that. Having Genta on your side is awesome. I don't care what anyone says. Just to stick on the subject for a second, though. I enjoyed watching April learn how to do it. I enjoyed watching their interaction as they were developing. Pre-polycule stuff. Am I crazy?
No, she seemed like, I mean, yeah, that's back when Gino and Kiki weren't insufferable nearly as badly. You know what I mean? They were even. But Gino was still doing his in hot water show. Yeah, things were totally different, but times change, man. You got to change with the times, Schmuel. You know that. You've been around forever. You are Mr. Time.
Back when he did a show, Buckman, did I say what do you call it? Did I say that? I think I said back when he did a show with April. Sarcer Gypsy for $1.99 Quad. Great meeting you in Las Vegas. Thanks for the hang.
Yeah, brother. It was an honor meeting you as well, and yeah, we did have a great little conversation there. So really enjoyed meeting the guy. Swell
He's
fella.
a tall fella, huh?
He's a big drink of water. Facts.
He is, man. And he is funny because he does the way, he always dresses well. So
Well,
I'm
he's
waiting
a
him for
professional man. He's got to keep up appearances,
I'm waiting for him to show up at one of these events in a tux. That's going to be the best part. So there we go. But yeah, I like the guy. I thought he's interesting. But I think I scared him, accosting him in an elevator with Dave Sarah. So that was I wasn't with Dave Sarah, but Dave Sarah was on the phone. And yes, Quad for $1.99. Source of Gypsy says, now stop calling me.
I mean, I need all that advice. I'm under your advisement. I'll take that as a no to the answer the question I was asking you. So whatever, man. The wires are crossed in my brain. I could use a little help, but so be it.
I got a text
Find someone
message
else.
today from my doctor with the same specialty. Well, I didn't get it from him. I got it. The doctor is no longer with the practice. And we can reschedule you with this other guy. And I'm thinking like, this is a pain in the ass. Cause then, it's like, I gotta start all over again. Very annoying.
Yeah, because therapy, they kind of build on like every visit, they kind of build upon the last one. And yeah, you kind of start at zero with a therapist, right?
Well, yeah, this guy's not really, he's not
That
really
is
that
kind of
much
wild, though.
He's not really that much of a therapist, but he's a psychiatrist. And but the deal is, in the past, other ones that I've gone to, it's basically 15 minutes, and they couldn't give it. It's just like they absolutely couldn't give a shit about you. It was
They just
like,
want you to talk. I mean, they literally, you're paying someone to talk to. That's all you're doing. You're like, hey, can I sit here and pay you for a fucking hour while you just ask me like, so what was your childhood like? So what was your dad's like? What was your relationship with your mother? It's like, ugh.
that's
So I
what
got to do all the
therapy.
talking? Really?
But
I don't know.
that's,
Is there a fucking Schmuel? Really? Are you fucking? Is there a difference between therapy and what do you say?
psychiatrist. Yeah, because a psychiatrist does medicine. A lot of them will just say they're doing medication management, and you go to your therapist. So basically, you go to the psychiatrist, and if the guy takes 15 minutes, he just refills your prescriptions. That's it.
Oh, okay. So
And
he's an
the
actual doctor then.
Right. Yeah. Which like the source. And
I don't
so
know. I've never been to any of these. I don't need no my head shrinker. I don't need one of them guys.
therapy's awesome. Awesome. But unfortunately mine retired 2 years ago, and I have not gotten a new one. You don't know my therapy story?
Oh God, no.
Listen,
Can you not tell it to me?
No, you're gonna have to hear this because this is
don't.
this is a classic. So, I think about 34 years old. Never been to therapy. Never did anything, and I had bought a business. I was in a shit relationship, and my father suddenly dropped dead, and I was just like beside myself. I didn't know what to do, and a friend recommended therapy. I go to a therapist. I'm seeing the guy for a couple of years, and it always seemed weird to me, right? And this is the guy you talk to and whatnot. But it was weird because he would miss appointments. Like he'd show up at his place, he wouldn't be there. Occasionally he'd have like some weird bruise, like he walked into a door kind of thing, stuff like that. And and there was something odd about him, but I couldn't quite figure it out what it was. I know that he did go to Hair Club for Men, and occasionally would come in and his little coif would be messed up. But anyway, one morning I'm driving to work and I hear a former priest has been arrested for child shenanigans. And it was him, Dr. O.J. Morrow. And
Another
it-
OJ
and-
gone, huh?
and I was like, fuck. Like, I couldn't believe it, man. And I didn't know the guy was a priest, had been a priest. I didn't know, like, and what was crazy is the Queens County was the place the court used to send him like problem kids all the time for treatment and stuff. But so it turned out he had a kid. Now think back to, you know, pre-digital cameras, right? Pre-digital cameras, right? This is in the 90s. And there was a kid that had been sent to him by the courts. He was treating the kid, and the kid ran away. And the mother, you know, looking for him, and the kid called the therapist. And the therapist says he tried to convince the kid to go home. The kid wouldn't go home, but he told the kid, all right, just, you know, come over to my place. The kid had been living on the street. He was all messed up, about a 15, 16-year-old boy. And the kid showed up at his place, and he said, go take a shower. He gave him some clothes, and the kid is in the shower, and the fucking therapist pulls back the shower curtain and starts snapping pictures of him. So the kid goes to the cops, they record everything on the phone, and then they go, boom, and raid his house. And then a week later, the newspaper had, the lead of the article was, Thomas Morrow, police say, is out of control. He got arrested a week later for stabbing a male prostitute. So it was like, this is like, then you're going like, I've been spilling my guts to this guy for 2 years, you know? This is pretty fucked up, but yeah, that's a story.
Was he telling stories about you in prison? That's the only other question, right? I had this guy, he was so fucked up, used to come into my practice, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, Petey Jr., the priest was taking a shit while the kid was taking a shower.
Now that guy works for the Schmuel network, right?
Yeah. And anyway, the guy wound up going to prison. I think he went to prison for like 5 years. And he gets out of prison. And like a year after that, I get a phone call from him telling me that I hadn't paid him for the last several visits and I owed him money. And I told him to fuck off. And he's on the sex registry and all that stuff. All right. New York and 127, $2. Did you see your therapist at the beach in a Speedo? I was not wearing a Speedo. No, I did not. I was not at the beach. It just
you're a Speedo guy, Schmuel?
It is, huh?
You're a Speedo guy?
No, I'm a board short guy. But we go diving down in the Caribbean usually a couple times a year. And when you're down there, it's like the European men are like Speedo guys. And they don't have that body image problems that Americans have. You know, they're like big and fat and in a Speedo. And so that's it. No, but for me, the bigger, the better. So there we go. All right. Let's just see. Shades Cal 521. I appreciate how strict they were. It has taught me good discipline and awareness of consequences. I'm assuming she's talking about therapists. Yeah. Anyway, I did find one later, and it was a Chinese lady with a very Jewish last name who grew up in the States. And Jesus, she was my therapist for like 20 years and retired. Saved my life, as they say.
With the happy endings?
No, not that kind of thing. I know that you guys are all perverted and your default is to go to sex and stuff like that, but I'm an innocent. I'm an innocent. I just don't do those things. But yeah, no. I look, man. I'm a proponent. I am a proponent of therapy. So there we go. Nope. I don't even know what that means. So that was interesting, wasn't it? Drunken Donuts, Buckman. At this point, we all know that you like being tasered in the testicles by Cookie. Haven't tried it, but don't give me ideas here, Drunken Donuts. I don't want to get off there and go, hey, honey, I got an idea. And I literally just wired up a hot tub.
PCI. Yeah.
Yeah, so I put in a
220.
couple of circuit breakers and shit. So I've got 240. I could go out back and try it with that. So there we
You'll
go.
never forget it if you do.
And, I promise you, I won't forget it. I would never forget it. I don't think that's something that you ever forget. You know, and but there we go. All right, on to serious stuff. I just thought I'd freak you out with that little story.
Yeah,
because I know how
let's
you get
drop the
very
last subject,
you get
which
very
wasn't
uncomfortable
serious.
You get very uncomfortable talking about that stuff. It's fun with you. So I kind of enjoy it. But let's Dabbleverse for a little bit. What'd you think about Karmic?
Yeah. I enjoyed seeing him cry. That's my favorite Karmics. And anything that makes him cry makes me happy. So seeing him lose his channel and doing his live streams. I know he's trying to blame everybody else at this point. It does seem like that's his default, is to blame everybody else for his problems. But in this case, I do believe he has no one to blame but himself. Absolutely yelling at every single $2 super chat for a year straight. Turns out that's harassment, and you can't do that. I mean, it's a bummer he lost the channel. I feel bad for the guy, but to be fair, like, he should have seen this coming, and maybe he had a moment of clarity along the line somewhere there that's probably not the best business practice, because he even talked about like changing up how he was going to do his stream. The problem is, I think he got stuck in doing that kind of a stream. So there just came a point where like nobody was going to watch his show if he didn't react, play his stupid, silly music, and do all the same things that we expected him to do from day one.
Yes.
and it
Easy
started to
one,
get
two,
out of a
three.
rut.
Put this message up for you. Can you see that chat?
Lean forward and back. Audio is great, bouncing up and down.
So I don't know why it's weird because it doesn't happen like on your show. So I'm wondering if it's Evie Mux, because Dean from Australia always has a problem with his audio on Evie Mux. So who knows? But I think I'm with you. I think the only person to blame is himself. You know, I'm convinced that he got himself taken off, that nobody else did anything to him. And he'd been warned, right? Like a million times by people that you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, screaming at every single $2 super chat. Yeah.
Yeah, well, not
making up
yeah.
gay porn fantasies of me and you together. I'm glad he got taken down just for that. No, some of the
Well,
stuff he said was just wild, man. Like, you can't yell at your audience like that. He's pretty much the only example we have of somebody yelling at every super chat, right? Or but they were giving him a bad time. He was giving them a bad time. I know it was mutual for the most part, but I can't think of any other shows where that is the content, is just screaming back and forth. It's very abusive, like he had nothing else going for him on his stream. So
Yeah, and it was also the things that he would say, right? And I heard a clip on NJ of his show on Rumble post YouTube bouncing, and he's like, "Well, there is a protected class, and it's this protected class that's coming after me, and sea sucker, it's a protected word, and those people think that just because of how they have sex, they're, entitled to special protection, and you got to watch these words." And Ranger pointed out that saying, Tim Bollinger, I want to fuck you in the mouth, right? I want, whatever. Suck my cock is not quite the same as just saying cocksucker.
Yeah, I would assume that more offensive words are said a lot more. Like the N word or the R word or the F slur. For example, I know I hear those words all the time on tons of shows. I don't see those shows getting taken down. So, do I think he got taken down for saying the C word? Like, I can't even imagine that we have to say C word to explain that word. But
Yeah, no,
I
I think
don't.
you can say cocksucker. I think it's fine.
Yeah, all
Um,
day, every day. Like you could probably say it 1,000 times a stream. I don't even think that one's very. I don't even think that's offensive in 2026 to call
I
someone that.
just,
What?
yeah, I was listening a couple of weeks ago, and he was like threatening the life of So Thorough Joe Burrow, you
Yeah,
know,
that kind of
and
stuff. That's
that's
a
the
little
kind of
bit
stuff
more
that I
of a
think got
problem.
him. Yeah,
It's the threatening. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like he's taking to like one specific word. No, your entire stream, you were screaming about how you're going to do stuff to people constantly. Uh, whether it was whatever kind of fantasies, murder, rape. He had a lot. He had a lot of fantasies.
he
Porn.
definitely had a lot of fantasies, and several of them involved you and I, which was a little creepy. Um,
So be it.
but yeah, and but I think he got himself in that situation. I think what happened is he was like, uh, he came in right. He had the AI music. He had Ghost Party, and what was there was another one, Bull Machine, maybe stuff like that. And he did the he's going to eat this boy. He's going to screw this guy's mother, pull her out of the grave, things like that. And it, but the thought was, is this guy, I mean, I thought it, I thought the guy he had something, right? He was like, I expected more stuff from him. I expected he was going to come up with more AI music. He talked about being a musician and a writer, um, and all that stuff. And none of it ever materialized. So I feel like it was like he had this stuff to start with, and he didn't have anything else. And he just saw that, oh, when I insult people, when I say I'm going to screw their mother, whatever, people super chat me. When I yell at them, they super chat me. And he just got into a vicious cycle and had no way to get out of it.
Well, I mean, that's how he got attention in the first place. Melton figured out who the guy was somehow, some way. It is kind of funny because I was about to check out some, what was it, Branded Deft clips because Branded Deft had been watching the guy, and I
Right.
just happened upon a clip of Karmic's, but it was Karmic's like cussing out Melton for. I think it was one of the first few times that they were on each other's radar. And I was going to watch a clip of him yelling at Melton. I was like, "Who the hell is this guy? And what's this? What's this all about?" But Melton had just like a couple days before that caught onto it and watched a clip of him. Um, and I think he figured out very early on that people were going to pay attention to him if he's yelling and screaming. And then he got some attention. Um, but I don't think he could get off of his gimmick after it started going down that path. Because then he got monetized, then he started making money off of it, and the dopamine hit his head, and the rest is history, like I said. But that's what everybody wanted out of him. And then he had his creepy, weird AI music, like you said. I know the more current stuff, people like Bedabbler. I don't watch Karmic stream that much, so I have to depend on Bedabbler to tell me what's going on over there, and he said all of his new music is crap, and everything he's trying to do nowadays is crap. Um, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
and
He
but
got stuck.
Dabbler was helping
Yeah,
him. You know, I mean,
course,
that was the wild
of
thing. Is
course.
like nobody who came into this universe has gotten as much help as that guy did, right?
Yeah,
And
Bedabbler, Mersh, Melton, even Haley, like even people he considers like enemies. If they weren't paying attention to him, reporting on him, nobody would have known who he was in the first place. So, yeah, I know that's a double-edged sword for someone with that thin of skin. You know, he wanted the attention. He wanted the attention that he wanted, but that's not how this shit works. You're gonna get attention whatever attention people want to give you is the kind you're going to get. You know what I mean?
yeah, but
And
I don't
his
even mean
definitely
that. I
was
mean, they were
negative.
like with particularly with Bedabbler, he wanted to help him, you know?
Oh,
Like
in the very beginning, we all reached out to him and we're like, "Hey, dude, nobody. This is all for fun. Like, calm down. Like, yeah, people were giving him advice. People were reaching out to help him. Yeah, absolutely. And Bedabbler was definitely one of those people that was very, very early on a proponent and loved everything Karmix was doing. So yeah, he was fascinated by the guy. But in true Karmic's fashion, he's a piece of shit, so he runs people off, Bedabbler included. Yeah, you can go from being his biggest fan to not wanting anything to do with him very quickly because of his personality.
yeah, and then, look, and then the other thing is he got hooked up with KB, so he had to do whatever KB wanted him to do, and he
Lady KB was forcing him
it,
to do stuff.
it
Lady
was
Kinkle.
uh, um Shades Cow 521. Every narrative about Karmic fails to include audience responsibility, dealing with someone who does not know how to conduct themselves and was pushed every which way. Uh, Shades Cow, I don't know that I agree with you only because the responsibility really rests with you if you're the streamer, right? Like, and that that's the like, and the people pushing him and stuff. What do you call it? Uh, I don't know, man. It is what you know. It's kind of like it happens to us all, right? It's your reaction to it,
Yeah.
right? We all get fucked
Yeah.
with.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing too. The guy was so dumb that you could just trick him. Like, I reached out and just was like, "Hey, you want to come on BYB sometime?" And I was super nice to him. And at that time, he was talking about quitting drinking. I was like, "Yeah, good job, man. You probably should lay off the booze because you just seem to just want to get like drunk 24/7 and make a little bit of an ass out of yourself." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, you should probably back off." You know. So I gave him some positive reinforcement and whatnot. But right during that time, someone went in his chat and said, "Oh, Quad's over there talking shit about you on BYB," which I wasn't. And he just absolutely believed it and ran with it. And like he blocked me everywhere. You know what I mean? Before he even asked me, like, what's the deal, man? You talking shit? He just instantly blocked me on Twitter, blocked me everywhere. And that's kind of why I started fucking with him in the beginning. It was like, what a douchebag. Like he doesn't even ask me like, "Hey, what's up with this? Were you talking shit about me?" Which I wasn't. But right after that, I started doing it cuz I figured he's a piece of shit, so he deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, I would talk about him, but I wouldn't fuck with the guy. I just kind of stopped watching it, and then when you would watch it, it felt very performative. Like a lot of the, it was almost like he and $2 Dan were playing a game. Where he would overreact to Dan's $2 super chats, and I don't. I just think he got himself caught in that vicious cycle, and
And then he had to drink to get himself fired up and say like horrible stuff. I think that was a big part of it in the beginning when we first were introduced to the guy. Yeah, he had to get plastered. I think he was going off screen and doing other drugs at the time. That's why he was constantly taking breaks and getting up and leaving. You know what I mean? I think he was doing no sugar in the beginning. That's my guess. Um, but yeah, he would just sit there for days screaming. It was insane.
Yeah, whatever. In any event, bottom line, I guess we agree that he's the reason he got banned by YouTube, right?
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
Think
speaking
how
of
many
that,
people he's fucked with, though. You know what I mean? Like the last one there was Ethan Ralph, and I do know some people that may be under the belief that like Ethan Ralph Army type people. There's a possibility, whatever percentage you want to put on it, that there's a chance that somebody could have mass reported him. You know what I mean? On top of him being a dipshit himself. Uh, put those two and two things together, and you lose a channel. So there's that possibility.
well, he also said he had 2 strikes on him, and that one had come off, and which really just means you're on YouTube's radar, right? Like you're leveled up and them watching you. My thing is, I think he could have. This is Brock says, berating super chatters then hitting a dance break will still be the greatest innovation in the Dabbleverse. I
I
do.
don't disagree with that.
I
It
don't
was
disagree.
pretty
I agree. I just think it was the way that he berated the super chatters. Like
of course,
if
of course. To
if he
losing
had
a
gone
channel.
if he had gone if he had gone if he had done if he had gone after them, but not with threats of physical violence and all that bullshit, um, I think he'd still be around. All right. So
Well, I loved when he would like scream at somebody, and then 5 minutes later would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I lost my shit a little bit there. So forgive me, Doom, for yelling at you before, but yeah, I'm in a little bit of a mood today." Or he would be like crying before the break, and he'd come back like nothing had happened before the break. You know what I mean? Like he would do a total like mental change.
that stuff was funny though. I mean,
It
that was
great. It was
that was
great.
the thing that made him interesting and why you would want to watch him. And it's like,
Zashy.
and that was my thing about like it becoming performative. It was like you just didn't you believed it at first, right? Like you believed that this was really happening and this guy was really losing his mind. And then it became like, he's just making it up. You know? So at least that's what I thought. So, all right. So Karmic, when we titled this Who's Up, Who's Down, Karmic is down, I guess, right? We can agree with that.
Yeah, that's big down. Yeah, for sure.
Down and out, I guess. Shades Cal 5.8. He had previous strikes. F this ninja. He's a brat. Get back to the turkey stacking. Logistics. I heard somebody describe logistics as moving turkey parts from one end of the warehouse to the other. But he has
This frozen turkey box around.
in the same vein. I was listening to Gino, that Gino clip with Mark and whatnot, and apparently I wasn't aware that this was happening. But what was happening was Gino's brother got his channel monetized, but Gino couldn't get his monetized because of having been banned from YouTube and then coming back. It took a lot longer. He had a bunch of other stuff that he had to do before they would let him get monetized. Well, now he's monetized. And today, or on that, I guess it was 2 days ago, Keanu was like saying with her stupid voices, but she was saying like, "Oh, you just got monetized. You might want to keep it." And Gino went off on how he got banned because of COVID, right? Like that's the reason why he got banned. And we all know the reason why he got banned was because he put somebody's man ass up with a ball sack hanging, right? And Gino's like, and Keanu even said it to him, and he still denied it. Like he still was like, no, it was all because of COVID and the way they were, and I don't give a fuck, and Rumble's always going to be my big platform, and I'm just like, come on, man. It's just like, talk about like never learning a lesson. And I just, think all I keep thinking is, you got this 33-year-old wife who's sitting there like looking at her future, going, yeah, you may not care, but I got Amex knocking at the door. I'd like to get that taken care of. And he did, of course, blame that on Pat Dixon as well. I'd love to see those receipts.
Jaw surgery, right? Yeah, that's so allegedly Gino didn't have medical insurance at the time. He had to have his jaw fixed, but we all kind of know. I mean, after Doom made that clip this year, whatever, a month or two ago, you remember, did you see that?
Yeah.
He kind of put it all together for everybody that Gino pretty much had a wisdom tooth cracked or knocked out of his mouth. That's pretty much what happened. Yeah, I don't think you can rewrite history there, Gino. I think a lot. Let's see those. Let's see the receipts, like you said, Schmuel. At this point, you're pretty much going to have to. Not that Pat's ever going to have to pay up. So I think and that ship has sailed a long time ago. It's all nonsense. But.
It has, and also too, I remember from the Pat going through things. They wanted Pat to go to jail. That was, for like a year. They wanted him to serve jail time, Gino's side. And part of the thing was that they had gotten the x-rays. They had gotten some x-rays, but not others of the jaw. So there were a lot of claims of a lot of damage. But when it was time to prove it with x-rays and medical records, Gino never provided them. And that's how Pat got the anger management and that stuff. So
yeah, from what I understand, like Gino just went in there and handed over all of his evidence he had to the prosecutor. So what are you saying? The prosecutor wanted Pat to serve a year?
The prosecutor wanted Pat to serve a year. And the plaintiff was supposed to provide the post-surgical x-rays.
Yeah.
He provided some, but he was supposed to provide like pre and post-surgical x-rays.
The pre, I think, are the important ones, right? We want to see the break before surgery. Like that.
Right. But they wanted to see that, that all these things that had happened, and that they had been repaired, that all the stuff that he went through. And they got x-rays, I guess, at the time of the incident, but not the x-rays after. And so that was a thing, and that's why they settled on the sentence that they did.
Yeah. I
Punch a white man. The prosecutor wants to put you away.
Like reiterating the fake broken jaw at this point is kind of lunacy. But we got Jaw-teenth coming up pretty soon here. I guess the point you're trying to make is like that did end up allegedly putting them in debt, but they got bigger fish to fry now, which is a monthly budget to go over. I did kind of pencil that out recently, like how much a person can make from one of those comedy shows. If you're selling out, like, if you sell 100 seats at $20 a ticket, you are making a couple grand. And if you only pay the comedians $100 for what, 3 or 4 comedians, that could be a few bucks in your pocket a month to do those comedy shows. And I was unaware that Gino was doing those comedy shows. So if you're talking about those guys trying to make a living, I know Gino does the comedy shows. We could pretty much say he makes $0 streaming, right? I don't think she makes much.
The comedy shows that he does, though, are produced by somebody else, right? They're not produced by him.
I think he's the one putting them on. I think they're bringer shows, man. his shows, like like Ray does the show at the Stand. I think Gino does the show at Rodney's or like the Celtic Corner. I think he's putting the shows on.
Okay, I was under the impression that somebody else was putting him on, and Gino was getting paid by them.
I was too, but Matt Mead straightened me out when because I thought Matt Mead was the one putting him on. But he informed me that Gino puts him on and pays Matt Mead $0 to do spots. But Matt Mead's not that much of a comedian, and he's only doing like 5 minutes, like Stevie Lou does.
Yeah, I just
quick
there's too
little
much.
open mic sets.
Look, my real disregard everything about Pat putting him in debt. Blah blah blah. If you're in debt for 30 grand to a medical place or whatever, you don't borrow 30 grand from American Express to pay it off, right?
Right.
And then those documents that we saw said he took 30 grand and he never made a payment. So, and it was what, 3 years later, 4 years later?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like
I mean,
2021, right in the beginning. Yeah, exactly.
so dude, you're blowing smoke up. You're trying to tell us something that we don't believe. So, what did you think about Gino not letting, but Keanu going by herself to the club and Gino not going?
Yeah, it just shows his true colors, right? I highly doubt he had something better to do that night. So why wouldn't you go down there? Yeah. Okay. So let's say Gino says, like, you shouldn't go down there. Nobody there likes you. Maybe he gave her some sound advice. But once she makes the decision, like, no, I am going down there, you would think he would be going down there. And that's kind of why we all started speculating. And I just mean like some of us on BYB, started speculating that whatever. What is Kiki's real goal for going down there? Is it to clout chase, to get on stream? She did seem to be in the background of everybody's stream. Did she want to make some noise or make a viral moment? Probably, you know what I mean? Or is there something nefarious going on? Like she's sucking doormen off or bookers or looking for coke and maybe a guy. Who knows? But I mean, that's how rumors start, right? When you let your lady out of the house by herself to go do shit like that with a bunch of dudes around, it's a bad look in more than one way.
All right, my view on it is she's a comedian, he's a comedian, right? And they are married, but she still can do things on her own. Like I don't have any issue with her going alone at all, at all. I am surprised because I feel like if I was in that situation, I would have gone. You know what I mean? Like I even if I didn't want to go, but she really wanted to go, the wife really wanted to go, I would go. Just because. Now,
Yeah.
what they said today, or I keep saying today, but on that clip, was that she went because she wanted to see what a disaster the show was going to be. That's the reason why she went. I don't believe that
To make herself feel better.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Gino's like, I knew I didn't want to go. It wasn't going to go. Kevin embarrassed himself. All the usual shit that Gino says.
Of course.
But that Keanu wanted to go.
He would have said it. He would have said it no matter what, even if no matter what people said about it, he was going to say it was trash.
Yeah, I don't have any, like, honest to God, I have no problem with her being there. She is part of the Dabbleverse, right? It is a comedy show. Why not? She performs at that club. They're going to let her in for free. Why not? And I have to say, she was very, I talked to her for a little while. Ranger talked to her for quite a while. She was very nice. I mean, she got along with everybody. I didn't know, I guess that at some point she yelled out at somebody on stage. I didn't know that. I didn't hear that.
I think she yelled at Stevie Lou.
Oh, okay. All right.
Real quick, something. I forget exactly what.
Oh, okay. All right. But look, I just, she was very different in person than she was on stream. So, you know, I don't know.
Well, explain. So in person she's nice, but on stream she's a shithead. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like on stream, she's quite the cunt, for lack of a better word, and says a lot of shit about a lot of people that's made up. Like I don't really have much of a problem when people say things about somebody that's true, but when they just make stuff up like she does, it bothers it. That annoys me. And there was a lot of the Haley stuff that would be made up, and other people. The comments about Ashley and her work situation, I thought was didn't need to be said, and that was just a way to go. That was really. I thought it was really hitting below the belt. But you know, and
She's a nasty, nasty woman. Just
but at Rodney's, she was a sweetheart. You know.
I think a lot of people there weren't too happy to see her, though, right? She was kind of persona non grata.
No, she was no. I mean, I don't know who she was persona non grata around. I mean, maybe
Besides Kevin,
maybe
besides
maybe,
Chad,
definitely Chad. I mean, but that's obvious. But
Ray, like I can't think of anybody that likes that fucking bitch.
the Dabblers were into talking to her. I will say that she was very popular among the Dabblers, and people wanted to talk to her.
By popular, you mean what? By
People
popular,
were like,
you mean what?
people were like, it's Keanu. She was asked to take a lot of pictures. People were talking to her. She went into Hendrickson's after the show was over, and she was, what do you call it? She seemed to be having a good time. You know, I don't know. You know, I mean, it was like I was surprised to see her there. I'm sure a lot of other people were surprised to see her there, but you wouldn't have known she was there for trouble. If that was sort of the claim, I think, was that she was there to cause trouble or something, and she wasn't.
How much was an hour with her?
I don't have any answers to those questions. So
I heard she does a girlfriend experience.
Quad would have asked her for a pic. Stop the cap, LOL. From Tommy Jordan.
Of course, I'm nice, Tommy. You know that. Come on, man.
All right, but so in any event, I'm gonna rate Keanu for the week as up. Agree? Disagree?
I don't think she moved the needle one way or the other. I think she's definitely. I know she's trying to lean on the victimhood thing, but I think everyone's kind of sick of that bullshit anyway. And I've been watching her streams. Actually, I was just checking out her numbers like today or yesterday. I was like, I wonder, just kind of did a spot check, see where she's at. She's down, man. Like as far as her stream goes, I don't look at Playboard, so I really don't know what people make for money. I assume low numbers means like low income. You know what I mean? So I don't think she's up or down. No one's buying her shit for being a victim. I don't think Kevin looked bad. I don't think she looked good. Whatever. She's just kind of a hang around, and I think people saw that. She's willing to show up to hang out with Kevy Brenny because I think she needs something from him he doesn't need from her, if you know what I mean. And not sex. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying she wants to chase that clout. He don't need it. She's unnecessary in a lot of ways. So.
Yeah, I got the distinct impression that she was. I don't want to impugn her motives. I don't know whether you could call it cloud chasing. Their implication is she went there because they knew it was going to suck and she wanted to see it suck. But the person that I saw at that event was a person that was making nice with the fans, right? The dabblers, whatever. Like,
You hear that, Gino? She was making nice with all the guys. Yeah, how does that make you feel?
and I just it felt to me like somebody was trying for reputational change.
Well, how did she pull it off?
With some people, she did. I asked one guy who I knew.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I asked one guy who I knew kind of didn't like her, and they had been talking, and I asked him after, and he was like, his only response to me was, I just feel bad for her that she's married to Gino. So, and that's actually a pretty big change.
But yeah, I mean, she talked a lot of shit after the event. You know what I mean? She's right there with Mark Yosef and Gino talking shit about the event. So I don't know. Maybe she cashed in any goodwill that she gained while she was there.
Yeah, that's why she certainly. When I listened to it, I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. I was completely wrong, because she did go along with this with the Gino and certainly went along with Gino. I don't know how much she went along with Mark, but then they had well, I don't know what the chick's name was. They had some other chick on
Nikki
there, Huntsman or something.
Yeah, the big fat porn star.
Right. So yeah. So I'm thinking, I was like, it's funny because I was listening. I wasn't watching at this point, and I'm like, oh, porn star. There was a blonde porn person there, and I'm thinking, oh, let me look, and I'm looking, and I'm going, she looks awfully big, and it was pretty funny, that Gino. That's like, I'm like in my head, I'm like, this is who Gino has to turn to for support, and it's like, well, comedy, and she's then talking about she got her first big comedy show, and it was at some theater in Chicago, and then you hear it was topless comedy, which to me is like prop comedy, right? Like it's they're not there for the comedy.
Into props like that. I get it.
Yeah. So, but it was all like strip club related and shit. And I'm like, oh, now I got it. And, cause I was like, at first kind of shocked that like a legit comedian would be in talking shit with Gino about other people, but I wasn't. All right. So, I'm just going to put Gino as a down. I don't even know why I'm including him, but just because. And but yeah, I also think that if he had gone there, there probably would have been a problem. So he would have gotten into it with somebody.
The bitch, so it would have been very. He probably would have had a similar thing happen that Keanu did. He probably would have been messed with and whimpered away. So yeah, it's not like Gino's a tough dude. He would have left.
That thing that happened between Kevin and Keanu happened like really late at night, right? Like when everything was like when stuff was ending, like Kevin was leaving the bar. Kevin was hammered, drunk. So, God only knows what what precipitated that. Like Kevin could have just been fucking drunk and
he'd have been like a black woman in a Wawa.
Out of control. All right. Hey, what did you think of the Kevin soundboard NJ Ranger dust up?
I don't know what Kevin. Yeah, Kevin soundboard trying to. That's weird because I don't even know that it's like chasing cloud. It's more like he wanted to protect. I don't know what the deal is. I know he's a huge MLC fan. So it feels like he was just trying to gain some, garner some, not even sympathy. You know what I mean? Like he wanted to do something for the boss, and I think his bosses are Kevin and Chad. So therefore, I think his move was more for that kind of a lean than like if he actually had a problem with New Jersey Ranger. And whatever, he just jumped up, got in his face, and New Jersey Ranger's smart enough not to bite on that kind of thing. Like what's the best outcome you could possibly have? Going to jail for punching the guy in the face after he gets in your face? Yeah, I I don't really understand Kevin's motivation. Kevin Soundboard. It didn't really make any sense, but yeah, they bumped bellies, and NJ Ranger pretty much just took off after that. So,
Dude, the Kevin Soundboard guy was like a barnacle on Brennan. You know, he was.
yeah, every picture, every live stream I saw of Kevin sitting there, both the Kevins sitting next to each other, pretty much the whole night from what I saw.
Right. And so he's like, apparently the guy had been a bouncer or something, but he was, uh, it was so funny to me because it was like he's getting up to like fight supposedly NJ, but he was also concerned about losing his seat next to Kevin, which I thought was pretty funny. So, but I don't know the guy very well. All I do is that I met him at Super Bowl 24, I guess, or one of the Super Bowls. I guess 24 or 25, because I had just started streaming,
Met
so
him
it was
in the
probably
90s.
25. And he was like he came up to me and was telling me about his success and telling me what to do and how I should stream and all this other stuff. I never really thought about it after that. Like, I knew the guy's name, but he said he wasn't in the Dabbleverse. He didn't do any Dabbleverse stuff, whatever. And then when he was picked up Tommy's phone that was streaming the other night, he was like, I'm Kevin Soundboard, subscribe on Twitter and YouTube and whatnot. So I went and took a look, and I don't think he's put anything up in like 6 months. So
Probably longer. Yeah, I know. Like 2 years ago, I had asked him because I didn't really know who he was, but I knew he did streaming at some point, and I was like, asked him to come on. But I think at that point he was like, "Oh, me and the old lady are moving," and blah blah blah. But then I asked him another time. He was like, "Yeah, I think I'm done streaming." So I think he was streaming and then quit, and I had no idea that he's done more streams since then. But yeah, he's a huge MLC guy. That's all I know.
yeah, definitely huge in more ways than one. But he yeah, it was very weird because he was like such the lecturer, advice giver a year ago, and and then he was there whatever the other night, Saturday night, and he's just attached to Kevin. And again, he said, subscribe. So I thought, oh, he must be doing something outside the Dabbleverse. He's not doing anything. So I was just like, I didn't get this. And this brouhaha with NJ Ranger goes all the way back to their streaming together.
Oh, they used to stream together. I had no idea.
Yeah, so they used to stream together, and there was NJ. Some shit happened. NJ couldn't stream as much, and Soundboard got pissed off at him. And then last year, I guess it was last year, so NJ was in Atlantic City and spent. I don't know whether he was like not feeling well or seasonal affective disorder or whatever the fuck it was, but he essentially spent most of his time in his room sleeping. And Kevin got pissed off at him for that. It was NJ explains it a lot on last night's stream. It's pretty intense, but it's like it really has ex-girlfriend vibes. That like this guy
Which
got
one?
pissed. It's Soundboard.
Soundboard's the jilted ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, the hurt ex-girlfriend, that's like
Yeah.
still mad, still carrying a grudge all this time later. I could have been somebody if only NJ had stayed with me. And so that part, but I'm rating Heaven Soundboard as a down. I wanted to give Ranger ups only because he was a lot of fun at the show, and he's like just an all around good guy. And he it's like those events, they're social, right? And that's what I was that Mark guy was saying. Well, these people don't have any social skills, or that's why they flock to these things. Everybody had great social skills at this. They were hanging out, they were talking. It's like it just seemed like a normal bunch of people who are interested in one thing. So fuck you, Mark, and Gino, because it's like if you do this Dabbleverse stuff, you have no life and you live alone, And even the fat girl was like, yeah, there are people living in their parents' basement. And I'm like, bullshit. They were out there. They were doing stuff, But so I'm giving it to him. But I will say, I think the star of the night, final boss, or star of the week, I should say. We can't hear you.
He definitely, huh?
Go ahead. We couldn't hear you for a minute. Now we can. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's weird, man. I don't know that he did anything spectacular. I did see his live stream stuff was good, but yeah, you were just saying star of the week. I was trying to think of like who the biggest pop this week was, but I didn't really get time to think about that. Yeah, definitely the final boss. He improved his status, no doubt. He leveled up, as they say. Absolutely.
I have to admit I was surprised that he was so he was engaged, man, and he was talking. He was part of it. He was having fun, And I, honest to God, I didn't really expect it. Let's see what Brock says.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some weird streams out of the final boss, I guess, over the time that we've watched him. But in person, he looks like a regular old normal cool guy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's why. And he's leveling up in the dab. So I'll give him that. One of my bigger losers for the week was Dr. Chow, who was saying he was going to the show. As soon as final boss said he was going, Chow was going to go. And Chow was like, yeah, I'm going. And he was all up into it. And of course, he was a no-show, which is what he usually is.
Yeah, he's a Midwest guy. I don't see that guy going to too many events. Has he ever been to an event? I don't think so.
No, and he's notorious for being what do you call it? He notoriously says things like he's going to go on streams with people, like he's going to like, I'll debate this guy, I'll do that, and then not showing up or having, excuses. I know with me, flat tire. Quad, heard you run gel-filled tires because you cannot afford a flat. Did you know they offer them on bikes? Guess what those cyclists don't have? Flat tires. Thank you,
Yes,
Permaseal,
sir.
for the $4.99.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what the material inside of them is. Yeah, I guess it's gel. I don't know. I've never cut one open to see. I just thought they were like foam filled. I know they're solid, solid for sure.
I get, yeah. There's a bit of a joke there because Chow was coming after me at one point. He was going to go on Hughesy and debate me, and he canceled because he had had a flat tire 6 hours earlier, and it's like it was such a lame excuse. And then he sends a picture of a car with a flat tire. Just. And then he finally, one day he did come on and he stayed for about a minute and then popped off. And so just another one of those guys. So
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Chow. That is a fact. Never been.
uh, yeah, I definitely dislike the stuff where he pumps people up and starts telling them how great they are and and whatnot. And I feel
You
bad
should
for the people that get
instantly
suckered into it.
know that he's trolling you the second he starts saying that you're good or uh yeah, wait for 2 seconds. You'll find out otherwise he's not a well, I mean, I guess like for you, he's totally into everything you do, but I guess he doesn't like you or the way he says it though is like he loves he's like obsessed about you. That he loves everything about you, that he's interested in you. But yeah, it's weird the way he does his troll. And it's not
Yeah, it
even
is.
really a troll. It's like corn dogging. It's like you're positive about somebody forever, and there's never a payoff. There's never a point. It's just how much you love this guy because of all the different things about him. So it's almost like he's writing love letters to you, Schmuel, in a fucking the creepiest possible way,
But
which is
it's
not flattering. It's fucking weird. It's creepy.
well, yeah, but he does. But the thing with me is that he's what do you call it? Uh, he goes on with the he
Here.
says stuff like to me he would always say positive stuff and then talk shit about me when I wasn't around, right? Um, and then
Yeah,
one
that's
night
why
I
he
heard,
wouldn't debate you too, like for
yeah,
the same stuff. He's not man enough to look you in the eyes and say shit to you.
right. And then I heard one night that he had categorized. Uh, he had like every show that I've done and like categorized and all this other stuff. And it was like, that's kind of creepy. And then apparently he has one on Haley as well. And it's like, that's just fucking weird, you know? And so I was like, I actually blocked him in the chat and on Twitter. I don't know if I blocked or muted him on Twitter, but I'm like, I just don't want to have anything to do with this guy, you know? And I don't want him wearing a Schmuel skin suit.
Real skins. Yeah. I mean, also, yeah, I heard him saying something about having every transcript from every MLC for, like the live chat for the last like 3 years and all the super chats that have been sent in. Uh, so yeah, that's really weird too. Like what he wants to know what people have been saying to the MLC chat for 3 years. Creepy. Yeah, he's
Yeah, it's even
interested in
creepier
what
because he
people
seems to be able to pull
conversations.
them out of his ass. You know, like it's just weird. It's a very strange. It's like a Chow's strange obsession.
Obsession.
So, there we go. So, and if we're talking about Chow, I mean, this is my next question. What happened to your boy $2?
Yeah, you've seen his channel now is I mean it's there, but there's no content on it. Yeah, that's a really difficult one because here he is working with Deb, here he is giving up on her, quit working with her, quit making his own content now it looks like. Um but the part that's the mystery is he's on Stuttering John's show. He says he's going to be like Stuttering John's replacement. He pretty much like says, "Come on, Dabbleverse, I'll take all of you bastards, all of you at once." Like he's man enough to bring. He's like, "Bring it on, all of you losers," and then 2 seconds later, he's gone. So, yeah, it's weird to like try to get the entire Dabbleverse against you and go after him, and then 2 seconds later, you're gone. I don't know if he whatever. I'm not gonna try to guess at why he did that, but maybe someone behind the scenes started fucking with his real life. That's all I could figure.
Yeah, I have no idea. He did. I'm sure it was him. And we were getting super chats the other night from someone named Mullen It Over, and they
Yeah,
were almost exactly the same as the type that Dan sent. So I just assumed it was him.
right. I think
So
so. I think he's got a backup channel mulling it over. It kind of looked like a Metallica symbol, an M.
yeah, and so what I know this is like a dopey question, and but it's what I'm known for. What do you think the MO is for people doing something like he did with Stuttering John, like hooking up with him and doing that? Did people do that? Is that like a clout chasing thing? Are they trying to build something? Was he trying to troll him?
You're getting the attention. Yeah, he obviously was trolling him because he never said a negative thing to his face, and that's not possible. Eventually, you're going to have a disagreement with the guy. You can't agree with someone 100% of the time. So, absolutely, it was a troll. Yeah, it's you get engagement for going on a show, so you're going to get noticed. I found myself whatever. It's Carl and Shuli, so you have a stage and you have Carl and Shuli's undivided attention. So if you want to say some shit to those guys, you know you're in the perfect spot to, and of course you're going to get an audience out of being on his show. He is the center of the Dabbleverse, so everybody's eyes are on John. Yeah, you're gonna. Of course, it's cloud chasing. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that, though. I mean, in reality, everybody here that's on a live stream is cloud chasing in one way or the other. Some people just get annoyed at this version of cloud chasing or that version of cloud chasing.
Yeah,
But
no,
in reality, it's all clout chasing. Everybody's
no,
here trying to get attention on a live stream. So whatever.
I agree with you. Now you've been on Stuttering John, right? Like you did your thing
Yeah.
with him. Uh, did it pay off? Did it help? Did it hurt?
Oh, I mean, it helped the channel, but I think it already gotten attention for being on MLC. So the bump that I got from being on with Stuttering John wasn't that much. You know what I mean? It probably was negative in the end because it was negative attention. So yeah, I mean, it's a method, but I think Dan's in the position with his views and whatnot. He could have probably used the bump, but he took his channel down, so ain't gonna happen now.
Yeah, I mean, God, it would have to suck if you threw all your eggs in one basket and then the guy said, "I'm leaving." You know, um, it's completely messed up. All right, so I don't know. Like I obviously don't know what's going on with him. I don't think, frankly, I don't think the stuff he was doing was uh, in smart or funny or I don't know. He was just boring. He just bored me. Um, and again, he would just make stuff up, and that's the part that I wasn't happy with. But I also dislike these guys that talk shit and talk tough about what they would do, and this is how I would handle it and stuff. And their life is completely opposite from that. Um, and that's a lot of that's what I thought a lot of what was going on there. And there was a lot of with me, there was a lot of shit, but also too, it was like, Hackamania sucked, and if he was running it, this would have happened and that would have happened. He talked about Kevin's Super Bowl stream last year, and he was like, "Oh, next year we're gonna have party buses and go to strip clubs." He was gonna have all that stuff, and nothing, So it was like he kept saying a lot and then not doing anything, not coming through. So I think people just get tired of that.
John?
Yeah, Dan.
I didn't know. I thought you were talking about chat for a second there. I was like, what?
No, this
all
was
these
all Dan
promises,
stuff.
things were gonna happen, and no, I had no idea that Dan ever said any of that shit. Honestly, and no clue. Did he? He never went to any events, did he? I don't. He's
No.
always said like, "Oh, I would never go hang out with any of these losers." Every time I've heard him talk about live events, he was like, "I would never hang out with Dabble."
No, but he did a stream with Deb right after last year's Super Bowl in Atlantic City, and he was talking about he was going to do all this thing, and Kevin disappointed everybody, and he's going to do it. We're gonna be going to strip clubs. He's going to party buses going.
I
everybody's-
completely missed that. I've never heard Dan say anything except for I would never hang out with any of these people in real life. That's all I've ever
Yeah,
heard him
yeah.
say.
It's
That's
but
why I was confused. Is like, what the fuck are you talking about, Dan?
yeah,
What?
yeah. I think when you realize that none of those people want to hang out with you, maybe that's what your answer is. But who knows? No love lost between he and I. So, um, what can I tell you?
No, the only people I ever see promising to do things and never following through are Kevin and fucking Chad.
Yeah. Well,
I was
Karmic was.
surprised Kevin and Chad actually did this Rodney's gig, to be honest with you.
I think you might have hit the key earlier, which is that Bob put it together, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing with Levy. Levy, believe it or not, like he'll get an idea, like he for putting a show together, and then he just makes the calls and does it. He's been doing it for so long. I think he knows how to do it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even back in Kevin Brent when him and Kevin Brennan used to do shit together, I think Bob did all the work, and it's good to have
Kevin
a guy
did all
like
the complaining?
Kevin Brennan. Yeah. Well, I mean, go look at their Vinland, that New Jersey comedy club that they were going to do together.
Right.
How short-lived that was, and what I think Bob was working his ass off to make that thing happen, and Kevin really let him down on that one. But that's
you
everything
also
I can
had.
gather from the outside looking in.
That's where
is what-
Gino, like that's Gino's hometown, right?
Yeah, it is.
And
Yep.
they had Gino. So they had Gino do a show there, and they thought, oh, we're gonna get people, but it was the Phillies were in like a playoff game, and nobody showed up for it. It was like, we're doing this, but I think they were losing money or going to lose money, and I also feel like Kevin needs instant gratification. He's not the kind of guy that's going to say, hey, we're going to wait around. We're going to wait, like, let's take time. This is going to have to build. So,
Or maybe he saw the writing on the wall for stand-up comedy shit too, because he definitely has a negative attitude about stand-up comedy at this point. Like he didn't want to do a set at fucking Rodney's. Instead, he just wanted to host the thing because that's the cop out. That's the easy way out, right?
why do you think he didn't want? All right.
We know why. He didn't. He
Okay,
didn't
go
want to have to do a fucking set and then be scored upon that, or have it written down in history that he did good, bad, or the other indifferent. I'm not saying Kevin would have done bad. He, apparently a great comedian, so I'm not going to say he would have bombed. By no
But he's-
means. I think he
but he's-
was nervous about doing an actual set, though. To be honest with you,
But he's
I
getting
think-
shit about what he did, that he didn't do anything, that he just hosted.
Yeah, I mean, here we are. Yeah, we're pointing out the obvious, right? That he was afraid to do an actual set. I think that would have been on the record. Yeah, because I know a lot of people were trying to say like the host spot is the most important spot on a New York comedy gig. It doesn't necessarily seem to be the case.
No, that seemed like some chatifying stuff.
Chad is the person that was saying that. Fact.
Yeah, Chad's trying to,
Trying to
justify
spin
it.
for daddy. Right. Pretty much.
They both they both sucked. But I was disappointed because I wanted to see Kevin perform. Right?
Everybody did.
That was the point. And I think that's why a lot of people went to the show.
Right.
Was to see Kevin perform. And we've
Instead,
also
they
seen
just gotta
Kevin
watch Chad bomb again.
shit on other people. Like I've heard him shit on Voss, and people are like, oh, he's just a host, And it's like, oh, he did this hosting thing, and it was like, and it stunk. I mean, it wasn't like there wasn't anything. There was not like a single new joke there. Ray did the joke of drive drunk. They can't catch us all. I guess Kevin wasn't paying attention because Kevin goes up. Kevin says it, and then he goes, "Oh, Ray already did that. Oh, he did that." And so I don't know, man. It felt very lazy to me. I don't know how else to put it.
Did Chad do that one too?
No, no. But Chad was, look, the great news about Chad's set was you didn't feel like taking a piss, you missed anything. So um, it was quite the piss break for a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, his typical excuse, it was just a regular bar gig. What do you expect? He lost the crowd 8 minutes in, and that just like he always does. He's an 8-minute comic with a 20-minute set to do.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like you do why like one of the things I said, like Stevie Lou was up there. Stevie Lou did his thing, and I know you guys don't get along, but Stevie Lou was confident, right? Like he had a lot of confidence doing the set, regardless of whether the jokes landed or not. Um, I could imagine Stevie Lou walking off that stage comfortable with what he had done, you know? And Stevie is not a stand-up comic, right? I mean, he's done some stand-up comedy or whatever, but he's not a stand-up comic. Chad is like this 25-year or whatever he says stand-up comic. He looks so nervous on stage. It's like he
He
gets
looks
hit with like
nervous on
stage fright.
stage.
Yeah, but he gets up, he starts, he's pretty good, and then all of a sudden, it's almost like a bell goes off in his head that you're standing on stage in front of people, you're supposed to be nervous, and he just the thing that I really, really get annoyed at with any of these guys, but it really pisses me off with Chad is like, oh, it's just Dabbleverse people, so I'm not going to do any of my good jokes. Like they're, because they're going to record them
It was
everything
gonna
out.
get recorded. Yeah, I'm not giving him my new material. You don't have no material, Chad. We all know that. Shut up.
Right. But
Quit saying that.
everywhere you've ever been, it's the same jokes everywhere.
It's the same. Everything. The fact that you lose the crowd every time. It's the same jokes every time. It's always people start talking because they're not paying attention to you because you're not funny, Chad. That's basically it. Tennessee Beer Hall, Last Stop In, this Rodney's gig. Like every time we see you, it's the same story. So either you just suck at comedy or what? It doesn't seem like there's an option number two.
Yeah, and he's still doing the what do you call it? He did the Radio Shack joke
Yeah,
about the
that
equipment suck.
was Radio Shack. Ooh, Radio Shack, Big Lots. Yeah, I'm like a clothing Big Lots. Every fucking same jokes, man. We've heard them all.
Yeah, but
It's
Radio
fine.
Shack's been out of business for like 11 years. I mean, thank God he didn't do the Kmart Ready joke, but Jesus Christ, update it a little bit, Because it's like, if you're 27 years old and you're telling a joke about not getting a job in retail, that's kind of funny. But when you're 50 and you're still telling this joke about you didn't get this sort of part-time job at Kmart, people in their minds are like,
5 years
"You're-
earlier.
you're still thinking about that? Like, we all didn't get jobs, right? And everybody's got a story like that where we were told we weren't good at something, And it's funny then, but not necessarily funny now. I don't know. I just couldn't. I couldn't. It was I don't know, man. I was disappointed, and he did definitely. But he definitely was a t-shirt salesman, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was funny watching him walk to the event, like all those blocks down. Two duffel bags, just stuffed full of T-shirts, so he could sell them. That seems like the only thing he cares about is selling those T-shirts. And then everybody was like, "Oh yeah, he gave me a free T-shirt." So he does the same thing on his show, right? Just because you showed up, you get a free T-shirt. It's doesn't seem like the best business plan, but he doesn't seem like the best businessman.
Well, and teal colored t-shirts are not necessarily the most popular, but Permaseal finishing for $4.99. Permaseal is into, he's living out his name. He's talking about tire leaks, so he's into sealing tonight. And Permaseal finishing. A friend had a tire leak. He still pedaled till the end. Had that green goo all over him, but he didn't have to do the walk, that walk of shame.
Is this a story about Kevin Brennan? Sounds like a story of a guy that had to carry his bicycle home or push it to the bike shop. Is that guy's name Kevin Brennan by chance?
Could be. And
Green goo, covered in green goo. Yeah, you see how Kevin Brennan's hands are always beat up. I think that's mostly from having to fix his bicycle with those flat tires because he won't take good advice from a guy like Permaseal Finishing, that knows his bicycle tires, unlike Kevin Brennan.
Yeah. So this is very funny, right? I'm gonna against my better judgment, I'm gonna put this up, but Stevie Lou comedy. Quad went to Hackamania where everyone had T-shirts and trinkets for sale, but Chad is the problem. LOL. Come on, man. Was there
People
one
have
event?
stuff for sale at Hackamania?
Gummy Chainsaw had stuff.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question. Was there one event that you were at where anyone on stage tried to sell anything?
I mean, I've only been to that one Hackamania, so that's not.
But I'm talking about at Hackamania and any of the events that you were at. Did anybody try to sell anything on stage?
Nope,
No.
not a thing.
Did
And the only things I got were just given to me because people were just like handing out, like I did, like whatever. I took magnets and keychains, so I wasn't charging people for them. I was handing them out, just like everybody gave me oddball stuff for free.
Yeah, Spurg Snake, WATP and Gummy. That's really it. And they had tables inside. Nobody was pushing them on. It wasn't like they're going to do a 15-minute comedy set and spend a decent portion of it hawking their T-shirts. So
Selling stuff. I had no idea. You cut out there. You probably are aware of that.
yeah.
But I didn't even know WATP was selling shit, honestly. And that's Spurg Snake saying that. So I didn't watch WATP.
Yeah. Am I having an internet problem or is it you?
You just disappeared all of a sudden for
yeah, you
10
just because
seconds or less.
you all right, you popped off my screen.
Yeah.
All right. So we should be wrapping it up or heading in that direction.
We got plenty of time. We're gonna do a 4-hour stream. I've taught you how to do one. You could just sit there. We'll do this. We can do it, man. Together.
Is what do you call it? Anything you're pissed off at me about, or you want to? You don't have to, but I think we're
panhandler, man.
I think we're pretty good, right? We don't have any.
Right?
Yeah, but we definitely have we get into disagreements about different things, but I don't think there's anything that's lately been up there, right?
No, not nothing.
But we can. So I want to ask you. We talked about. I'm going to talk about it again. The doxing thing. What was your? So essentially, what
Citizen
happened?
M.
Citizen M, yeah. So Citizen M claimed that Megan, the review girl from WATP, and producer Chris were fucking, and that Megan's husband was cucked during it, and it was okay. And then he put up the but he put up their full names. And my feeling is that was doxing, and it wasn't right. Quad.
Okay, so I mean, we knew her first name. She's been on WATP. She's a live streamer. To throw in the last name and the husband, I guess and his name. Is it doxing? Not necessarily. I wouldn't say doxing. It's not like he was giving out personal information beyond names and images, which probably could have been garnered photos from Hackmania or anything else. So yeah, I'm not gonna say that was doxing. I think you were misinformed on the address part of it, or you thought he had put out more information beyond that. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't say that it's doxing. No,
Yeah.
that's like known information.
See, and to me, it's doxing. You put out somebody's full name who doesn't use their full name. That's doxing. That's a Vince the lawyer shit. You know, like putting Kaylee's name out there. Um, so we will have to disagree on that one. But
I'll say it's unadvised to do that. Like there was no reason for it. You know, she didn't really deserve that, but I can agree with that part of it. That's it.
yeah. So this is my question, right? Is it? I don't know. I thought the whole thing was distasteful. Like even if he didn't put their full names out and stuff, like I felt full names were doxing and whatnot. But why the fuck was why put that out there, right? Like you know what I mean? Is it me? Like is it something that happened and we should? It's okay. I don't know that it happened. I didn't feel like it really did happen. I thought somebody made it up, but. Is that the kind of gossip we want to be spreading?
Okay, so you're specifically asking about Citizen M though, and Citizen M, that is exactly the kind of shit he reports. You know what I mean? If you go back to anything he's reported on Steel Toe or whatever, he likes chipping people, man. He likes fucking with them, and that's exactly the kind of stuff he runs with. So, yeah, is it necessary to put that kind of stuff out there? I guess not, but who was way ahead of the curve on some of these stories that we had no idea about? He's the first one that started talking about April being addicted to cocaine. And everyone was like, oh, that's crazy. That's insane that you're saying that. And then a month later, it's the main story in the fucking Dabbleverse. So is he crazy or is he crazy good at finding weird stories that are true and running with them? Like they maybe both, but you got to give the guy credit for the stories he has broken in the Dabbleverse, man. I know a lot of people think he's a creepy, weird dude, but he's also been right a few times, you know?
So
he is annoying. He does annoy people. I get that.
His explanation for it was that the Dabbleverse covered every detail of Aaron and April's sex life, Nick Rekieta and all that, and that this wasn't different. This is the same thing, and I'm of the view that those are completely different. It's a false equivalency.
Why? Because no. Because April was on screen and doing stuff. Like, what's the difference?
Well, because they talked about it, right? Like it wasn't Aaron talked about it. They did the hot tubs. They did that hot tub stream together, right? I mean, it started with the hot tub stream, and there was no real indication of anything going on until Aaron left, and April was making her candied bacon upstairs, and that's how we found out about it, right?
Citizen M was already reporting stuff before that. That came
Like
the cocaine usage, for example, because she was saying like, "Oh, I got allergies." She was trying to pass it off as she has allergies, that she needs to go to the bathroom and get like toilet paper for her nose every so often, and get the nasal spray. Yeah, speaking of which, there you go, Schmuel. Nice cover up. We've seen what you do in there.
oh yeah.
But later it wasn't that much. Yeah.
No, I got some. The doctor just gave me nose spray. Go ahead.
Right, so you've already got your built-in excuse.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha.
Yeah, there's sour juice in here.
He was calling out possible cocaine usage before anybody. Just because you get in a hot tub with two couples getting in a hot tub together automatically means they're swingers. because the
No, but there
reporting
was
had started before
right,
that,
but
and they were like,
Aaron
they're-
did go look. Aaron was the one that told everybody about it. And as far as the cocaine usage goes, I thought Melton was talking about that, where they were suspecting it, right?
yeah, where did he get it from? Citizen M? I mean, the reporting started happening. I'm sure there's plenty of other cases too with Citizen M where he had a hunch and started. I know that there was rumors, so he was keeping up with like the steel toe, the behind the scenes, like the toe boys and that kind of shit. He was following everything they were talking about, and they were just like, "Hey, there's something going on with the Ricadas and the Imholtz, and is there like cocaine usage, etc." Like they were picking up on that stuff. Yeah, Citizen M saw that, the traffic, the talk about it, and started reporting on it. I'm sure he's done the same thing with stuff he's seen in Melton's Discord, like that kind of shit. He sees people talking about stuff and he'll make a story out of it. So whatever Citizen M has on this story, there's probably something to it. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't like invent shit in his own mind. Like
Like Lance?
he saw somebody talking or heard shit said about this.
Yeah, or somebody said they
in a
look like a
chat.
couple.
Yeah. Like what's the
I
deal?
wonder
with these guys?
who did that. Permaseal Finishing 1273 for $4.99. Thank you so much. Quad, you're running what's called solid pneumatic tire. Looks like an air tire, but is solid rubber like my cock. Do you love Schmuel's old man hanky? It's tissues, people. Tissues. I don't have
Just
old
thrown
man
in the
hanky.
towel. Yeah.
Yeah, hankies are disgusting, as far as I'm concerned. But thank you, Permaseal, for that. And are you aware of your solid pneumatic tires?
Yeah.
And should we suggest to Kevin that he get solid pneumatic tires?
Of course. Yeah. Do whatever Permasil suggests, Kevin. Quit fighting it. Just give in and do whatever he says. He's correct. No, it seems like Kevin has way too many problems with his bike. So any suggestions Permasil gives him, you should do that. Especially
All
with
right.
the tires.
NJ Ranger for $1.99. Okay, but the real question is, who is Carl Porkin? See,
Who is
this
Indy Porkin? Am I
Yeah.
right?
He's getting more female sex than any gay man I know, according to this universe. But
Exactly.
this is kind of like I think where I go with this, why it bothers me. I'm one of these like sort of old school Libby types, feminist kind of thing, and like it's the women here, women who are in our universe or streaming, are almost not allowed to have a life or run the business without accusations of fucking somebody, right? Like Kaylee going to Vegas or Kaylee coming to New York for the Rodney show. Her and Carla fucking. I don't, that's probably what it is. That's what I think runs me the wrong way. Like the stuff about Haley, that they say it's like, it's almost like every woman is a whore and we call them whores because they're successful at something. Yeah, it's doing shows and stuff like that. So
Kiki's the only whore around here. No, I don't know, man. No, there's plenty of actual whores in the Dabbleverse. I don't know. I suppose. I guess I won't name names, but yeah, Haley's not one of them. I don't think Lucy Tybox is one of them. I don't know. There's some freaks out there. I'm not keeping too many tabs.
yeah,
Feminist. But Carl banging chicks, yeah. I hope he's not. I hope he's only getting mom wife puss.
I would like to see more women. I would like to see more women have more streams, or be on more streams. But I think it's like that's the
P-stream,
part of
like Kiki.
part of the thing that turns them off. Tommy Jordan. I saw this time. Penny said she never said you were her hall pass. LOL. You don't have to put LOL after everything, Tommy, but I stand by that. I think by the time I was talking to Penny, Penny was a little overserved. So that's where that came from. That's not something I would have just made up, by the way. So
So you don't think the entire WATP crew is just one big swingers club, huh?
no.
Did you see them everywhere they went? They all went together. They were giving off weird vibes, man. And I noticed the people that weren't hanging out with them, Vinny Polino, and seems like
I know
some
they're
guys
just
got excluded.
they're very
club.
Rochesterian.
Erotic chestarian.
It's like they just remind me of the people that I met when I lived up there, you know. Very like tight group, and they just hang
Very
out with
tight
each
group.
other. Yeah,
Just hang out with each other.
there
Right.
you go.
Boy, oh boy, yeah. You're picking up what I'm dripping.
Ooh, look at this. I look who's listening. Pretty antisocial pod. Penny confirmed liar. Oh my. So
Maybe Carl demands a lot of his employees. I mean, that's you were saying it's not a feminist
right, but I'm thinking like
organization.
maybe Trucker Andy, but not Kaylee, right? Like, isn't that what you guys? Because it's like
Tucker Andy's gay, isn't he?
that's the thing that you guys no, isn't he? Is
Oh.
he? No, it's my
Seems gay.
point. Is like
Acts gay.
Carl. One day it's like there's a week of Carl being the gayest man in the Dabbleverse,
He
and then the
is.
next week he's screwing Lucy, or somebody else, and you're
Maybe.
just like,
I mean, gays are just they're just out of control sex addicts, right? That's all a gay is.
Yeah.
Right? Just do it, right?
Lee Forco, looking at Penny's husband, you don't look like her type. Exactly. I mean, my point is, I think what was happening was, I think she was drunk, for lack of a better word. I think she was over enthusiastic, and that's how that came up. Like, she was really excited to be at Hackamania, really excited to see me, and I didn't I never thought she meant it, if that's anything, right?
I think
But,
you just explained why guys take ladies out to go have drinks. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Take 'em out,
or why
get a
guys
few
don't
drinks in
take
'em.
ladies, or what guys
Then they
don't
get all
take certain
horned
ladies
up.
out for drinks. Yeah,
Wild women. Big
you know. Pretty antisocial. Hold on a second here. Anyway, all right, I just read this one. I'm gonna go back. Brack, we all have eyes, bro, beyond that. No one wants a 42-year-old man child as their mate. Sorry.
Karmics.
Ooh,
We're
gotta
talking
be
Karmics.
Karmics. Gotta be Karmics. Yeah, and the most prescient thing said about this whole Karmic thing with these is pretty antisocial. Like, the notion that she would want Karmic's channel taken down, that's the dumbest thing ever, because she gets
Yeah, I
so
mean-
much content out of it.
And stream of income as well. Obviously, they need it, probably traveling around the United States. So, yeah, I've said that as well. But that was mostly in jest. That she would want it. She took down Pat. We all think that. It would be funny to think that she took down Karmics, but boy, oh boy, talk about going against your own self-interest, with the money part of it. So, yeah, he's made a lot of money traveling around doing streams while she's failing at comedy or whatever she does. Drives around a lot. I know that.
Yeah. Do you think she's the type, though, that might like hurt herself, like not like be pissed off and do something
Self-harming girl.
and then regret it like the next day?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's like, I'm like, going, if we're into a conspiracy here, I'm like, going, I could, because you see the way she was with Pat, right? And you saw the way with
Psycho.
the whole Doom thing, right? Doom, right? How much is Pat paying him? You know, like I could just see her getting really pissed off, fucking reporting Karmic because she was pissed off at him, and then the next day be like, "Oh, what the fuck did I do?" You know?
Well, if she's making up fake stories about being abused by Pat, anything's possible. We've all seen Fatal Attraction, so we know. uh, she might be boiling bunny rabbits in his kitchen at some point. You know,
Maybe that's
she
where
does seem
Timmons
like
went.
that type of. She seems like that type of chick, psycho.
Yeah, it just definitely seems like a psycho. All right. Hold on a second here. Brock, no one thinks Haley got Carmichael nuked. Exactly. I mean,
It's fun to laugh or joke about it, you know,
but yeah,
other than that,
it is what do you call it? It's so ridiculous that I felt like I needed to note it. But I also like it also does reflect on a lot of other the Dabbleverse conspiracies or stuff because so many things that people think that you would do are so against your own interest you would never do them. You know, like that. Like you wouldn't have, right? Like Melton. Melton has no desire to take down Steel Toe, right? He doesn't want it. You know, it's a cash cow for him. He wouldn't want to lose that channel. So, you know, it's like if Steel Toe lost the channel, the one person you know it's not that did it was Melton, right?
yeah, we don't want to lose any of the streamers in the Dabbleverse because they're all content. Yeah, so we want to lose not one of them. We don't want John to leave. We don't want Karmix to lose his channel. We don't want Dan to stop fucking with people. We don't want none of that shit. We want everybody to stay and do streams. The more content, the merrier. I think that's how it's always been, really. And I think most of the streamers would agree. I don't. Nobody's making that argument that like I know Steel Toe. He wants to be the victim, so he's gonna say, "Oh, they want me to die. They want me to go away." Like he feels sorry for himself. He wants everybody else to pity him, but at the end of the day, we all know that's bullshit. He doesn't need protected. He doesn't need an HRO. Nobody wants them to go anywhere. They want you to stay and suffer. I guess that's probably the worst possible punishment. He knows that. That's why he doesn't want people talking meanly about him forever.
Yeah, it's also the HRO thing seems to me to have been such a backfire kind of move, right? Because
In our eyes, or like,
monetarily,
it's
right? Like
yeah, it's hurting
affecting him,
right now. Yeah,
you know. But they, you know, the because nobody's talking about him, right? The people that would normally talk about him aren't talking about him, so no eyes are going there. And you know, the world does not need another tradcath right wing
exactly.
podcaster guy who doesn't seem to
Hot
know very
takes.
much.
Yeah, he doesn't even have hot takes, right? He just says the basic stuff. Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Right wing politics. I am very curious. I don't know what this story with Melanie Mack and Chrissy Mayer is, but I'm definitely going to check that out later tonight. I'm curious what happened there. Everyone's trying to make a big deal out of it. So, was there a falling out in the Chrissy Mayer camp again?
Yeah. What do you call it?
Grifter.
Uh, NJ Ranger, are you
Right-wing
talking Chrissy right now or question mark?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I don't think we're going to talk it. I have to go watch it myself. I didn't actually get to see it. I just saw there was a scuttlebutt, and I know the last time there was a scuffle up with Melanie Mack and Chrissy Mayer, it involved Kiki, because yeah, like pretty much Chrissy Mayer defended Melanie Mack against Kiki, who got all offended about the gay comments that Melanie Mack, that was her gimmick for a while, was just yelling the F word, faggots. Like, so, yeah. Kiki was highly which is insane because her husband's Gino, that she would be offended by a word. And then she sits there next to Gino yelling every slur in the world. You know what I mean? It was a
Yeah,
weird falling out that they had.
it's a little it's a little different. I don't know. Chrissy is so far out of my universe. Like I don't pay attention to. I know the name Melanie Mac, but I think the only thing I know about her is that she had a fight with Keanu, and Chrissy took Melanie Mac's side, as you just said, and that created like a beef between Chrissy and Keanu.
Temporarily,
but
of course. Then they were at the Villa Roma. And then we got Scarlett out of the deal, so it worked out.
yeah, I just I've never liked Chrissy. I just never did. The Tommy Jordan for $2. You two have terrible chemistry. LOL. We're
Good.
aware of it,
So
Tommy.
we're not gay.
That's why
We're
we're
not
doing
gay,
this.
Schmuel. Congratulations.
I know. They won't accuse us of cuddling up to each other. And when I did try to sit on your lap, you fucking got so mad at me. You were like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
Permaseal.
I'm very homophobic.
You are. You are. And you get it's great because there's some of that stuff like you even get like not nervous is not the right word, but you're like, I'm highly effusive, and I'm highly like, oh, let me kiss you on the neck kind of thing. And you're like, get the fuck away. Just get the fuck away from me. It's hilarious. Permaseal finishing for $4.99. Thank you, Permaseal. Quad, KB said, candy beacons better than your face after you show that woman's breasts live. You had the I'm fucked terror face. I don't
Put
know.
that back up. I fucked her face. I fucked her. Rice. Oh, yeah. Okay, so when I was live streaming the first Rodney's gig with Stuttering John, that blonde girl that Matt Mead had with him at Rodney's, and she flashed her titties. Yeah. I had the oh fuck look on my face. That's a fact. Yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. I hate those situations, man, because you really do. You have to evaluate what just happened and like make a decision whether just to end the stream right then and there. And that's a tough choice to like pull the trigger on that. You know what I mean? Just automatically stopping your live stream and that's that. That's a bad position to be in, and I'm sure every single time that whether it was ski mask dick or that lady's breasts, I'm sure I have the same look every time. Like.
NJ Ranger, God, I missed the Duke. We're gonna close with the Duke, but here we go. Wait, Buckman tried to kiss you on the neck, Quad?
I don't remember that, but if he's saying that, I'll believe him. I know that a couple people asked to sit on my lap. Whatever. There was a couple weird questions, and I guarantee after I found out what Granny did, boy, oh boy, I kept my distance from him after that. I think I shook his hand previously to that moment, but that messed me up in the head for a couple hours there, to be honest with you, because I thought whatever, Granny's he's been a buddy for a while now, and I had a thought in my mind of what he was, and he changed that thought in my head of what he was, and it'll never that ship sailed, yo.
So just hold that thought for a second. Permaseal finishing for $1.99. Tommy Jordan, your chemistry suggests fewer calories. I think he's calling you fat, Tommy. But there we go. All right. So the granny thing, right? And doing that. I know we're all over the place, but we don't get to stream together a lot. So this is like a Dave Sauer phone conversation. And we'll put up Permaseals first. Those were some great tatas. Quad.
Yeah, great knockers. Great A. The face, what are we talking? She's probably like a 7, I'm guessing. Maybe 6.5.
I didn't see them, and I don't watch
Tatas
pornography.
were
So,
way better than the face.
hey, all right. So on the granny thing, right? You said it changed your opinion of him,
Yeah.
and so what did it change your
so
opinion to?
he's a straight man that's willing to do gay stuff for money. That's worse than just being flat out gay. That's fucking weird to me, man. Like, you're willing to like sell your morals down the fucking river for $8,000. Not even like good money, you know what I mean? Like trash money. Like $8,000. You can allegedly the guy's a painter for a living, so you should be able to make that kind of money real quick. Yeah, Granny's gay, and he'll never not be gay now. No matter how many times he tells you he's not gay, don't believe him. He is a gay man.
So interesting, because he changed my opinion of him too. This is an argument, this gay for pay thing. I keep hearing, well, if it's gay for pay, you're not gay. But I think once your balls
he's
touch
gay.
another man's ass, you're committed.
If your dick touches anything on another man, you're gay. Sorry.
Tommy Jordan for $2. We all visualize Permaseal as fat test. Is that motherfucker? Is that what he's trying to say in
MF
DV?
Dabbleverse. Yeah.
No, the Dabbleverse part, but this MF. It's a motherfucker, right? We all visualize Permaseal as a fat test motherfucker in the fattest. He must be doing it on an iPhone.
Oh,
the
yeah,
fattest mofo in the Dabbleverse. There we go, Tommy. Gotcha.
I don't believe that. Any guy that knows bikes and rides bikes, I would assume, is probably not that fat. Oh, maybe that's why he has solid state tires. Wait a minute. Wait. Holy shit. Actually, he might not be wrong.
Maybe he's
Could
riding one of them
possibly-
tricycle things, with the 3 wheels, the big 3-wheeler. I read that one already. I wanted to put this up. NJ Ranger, quad 8K is a king's ransom to him. Come on, bro. I have a thought on that. How about you, my friend?
Yeah, $8,000. I don't care how dire straits you're in. $8,000 still is not enough. It was enough for Granny, but it ain't enough. You know what I mean? My number's infinity, so I just would not do that for any amount of money. I don't really care. But that's me. Everyone's different. I get it. I'm sure somebody could put like a number on that sort of a thing, but $8,000, even if you're living in a shed, he's still living in a shed, isn't he?
Yes.
He still has a broke down car. He's still down and out. Like, it didn't change his fucking life. So you got to change your life money to do something like that. And it did. $8,000 didn't change shit. He's still there in the shed.
I agree. Like, people say, oh, $8,000 is life-changing money for him. It's not. I don't think it is. But I don't. It's not. I don't care about the gay stuff. I could care less about that. But it for me, it's like he sold his dignity, what little he had left, for $8,000. That's my view.
Yeah, that's the only thing he had left was he hadn't fucked the dude yet. Exactly.
Permaseal finishing for
Pretty much.
1273 for $1.99. Fuck, this isn't a BYB podcast. Is that why you went from $4.99 down to $1.99 Permaseal? You want to stick it to me? Thank you, my friend. The level of embarrassment.
Permaseal finishing. He's a good egg. He's very supportive of the BYB podcast, and we do appreciate that.
We're all adults. Fuck who you want.
No, KB, we're gonna judge. If you had banged Chad Zumach, KB, we would be looking at you in a different light. That's just how it is. And whatever, man. I don't hate the gays, but they are a notch down on the rung. I hate to tell you. That's how I look at shit like that. So that's me.
See, I completely disagree.
I get it. I get it.
You know,
Most people don't think like I do, but I think like I do. Is what it is.
I just think it's like this guy claims to be like uber heterosexual. He's always calling people fags and gay and all that other stuff, right?
Yeah.
But for $8,000, I'm willing to throw everything I've ever said out the window to stick my dick in a man's ass. Permaseal $1.99. Haha, TJ, my bike don't have them fog batteries. I was waiting for tires. I expected that to say tires, but it said batteries. Anyway. Yeah, I've been getting DMs from him telling me the funniest one was I think he wanted to say he was trying to say we have a problem, right? He and I, and he wrote we have discourse, right? And then he said he's a man of action and it is now time for him to take action against me. And the other night he sent me the link, and I've told him before, don't just send me a random link. If you want to do something, schedule it. And he's like, you don't have the balls to come on. And I'm like, not only do I have balls, they've never touched another man's ass. To which he replied that he gave us all great content by doing that. Keep thinking that. Permaseal $1.99. Let's go, TJ. My battery's still charging. Got it. Thank you, Permaseal. Very cool. Who's got a question? Garrett has a question. Garrett, I'm not going to scroll back, but go ahead and ask it again. And you've gotten the NJ Ranger seal of approval for asking. So there we go. Yeah, Granny just got schmueled really hard. I thought he schmueled me. But in any event, like just all the bullshit that he's done, all the shit that he said, all the tough guy talk, everything. You saw him at Hackamania. He didn't do shit to anybody, right? He was quiet.
Shoulder checked by Husey.
Right. He was quiet. He didn't say anything, which I guess is good because you're an event. So
it's all bluster for the streamers.
Right. So so we don't want people getting crazy at events and things like that. But this guy wasn't even like having a conversation, right? It wasn't even like walking up and saying, "Hey, man, you got something to say about me?" And Garrett is a hack. Garrett, I'm sorry I missed it. You know, it's right for the third time. But, if it's really important, like I say to you guys, this chat moves pretty quickly. So if you got something really important and you super chat it, we will 100% do it. All right. For a third time, would Quad pull a granny to be able to walk again?
No, I would not.
Man, even I think I might have problems with that one.
I ain't doing it. Sorry. I don't care.
Wow.
I'd rather be a cripple than a homo. Sorry.
But I've heard you've got a huge dick. You could like do it from a distance, right? And
Not
unlike
far
his,
enough.
yours still works, right?
Not far enough. Not far enough. Hey, if you're having butt sex with your ladies out there, you're gay too. So just remember that next time you're having butt sex with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
You're a homo. Partial homo credits.
Permasil Finishing 1273 $1.99. Butterball Jordan and his electric skateboard.
Oh yeah, the unicycle. Yeah, the one wheel.
You know what? You can never criticize a unicycle until you try to ride one. That is like the hardest that is the reason why they're not all that popular is because it's like they're hard to learn to ride, like balance and stuff. And I got pretty good balance. I can't get it. Right. And Tommy's one is like, it's pretty goddamn powerful. The only thing I was concerned about is that
Yeah.
Tommy was not wearing a helmet. So he doesn't have any outward signs, but I'm wondering if some of his behavior is related to a few little accidents. if you know
TBI
what I mean.
injuries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoopsie
Yeah.
daisies.
Hey,
No.
Lady KB, does a
you're
thumb in
agreeing the
count?
same
Would you
thing I
go with the
was.
thumb?
No, I think does a thumb in count? I don't even know what you're saying right now.
Well,
This is getting weird.
wouldn't do a granny, but
thumb-
if you
wait,
did it with
no,
your, would you do it with your thumb?
it-
Would that be a trade-off?
Holy shit! Stop. Now the questions are getting tougher. For the walking, holy Jesus, it's still gay, dude. It's still gay. I have to stand on my morals on that one.
I don't know, Quad. I don't know.
Well, I was thinking she was asking me if I would stick my thumb in her butt, but all right.
Come on.
For you, KB, I'll be happy. I'll happily do it for you.
God.
In your butt, though.
All right. How about if you stick your thumb in the butt, but you get to do it with your eyes closed?
No. I don't need a 1992 incident. You know what I mean? I'm not Perry Caravel.
Ah, man. Permaseal finishing. Schmuel, you ever try and ride a butterball? I don't know what a butterball is. I'm going to assume, for sake of the Dabbleverse, it's probably a chubby guy that's oiled up. But so the answer to that is no. But having tried to ride a unicycle, yes, I have.
Schmuel, are you gonna go onto your porn site tonight and look up butterball? Just see what it comes up.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it in AI, you know. And then what's gonna happen is, you know, one of these days I'm gonna ask it a question where my wife is standing behind me, and it's gonna blurt out like, you know, well, as your previous interest in butterball suggested, boy butter is something that we could do. So that's pretty funny. Let's just see here. We got a fight going on in the chat, which is always cool. All right. And of course, Teddy Ruxpin with the intelligent take of the night, because, you know, this is the if you don't have one big Black Hawk reference per stream, it's not really the Dabbleverse, right?
Very true.
You know, yeah,
Very true.
in any event. And I don't think Lady KB can do whatever she wants. All right. Now we have to do this before we finish, right? And remember, we were going to finish 15 minutes ago. All right. But I got to do the Stuttering John.
You're learning the BYB way. You just ramble on, and another 15 minutes go by, and you don't know what happened. And next thing you know, 4 hours have gone by. That's how we do.
I've been doing this forever, and the chat always picks up on it. And it's like, I'll say, all right, well, we're gonna wrap it up, and they go, we're gonna be here another hour and a half, you know.
It's fun.
All right. So I do want to get off by 11, but here we go. And I know I'm gonna spotlight that, so it is full screen. And for those of you that have Twitter, it is in Menser Math posted this. And I what do you call it? I don't know if Stuttering John did, but I'm blocked. So I want to read this. This is from the desk of the Duke. While I'm gone for good from the Dabbleverse, I've heard rumblings that a few certain mouth-breathing idiots have been striking at the Clippers. Let me be crystal clear. : The Duke has never placed a strike on a Clipper in his life. I have, however, dropped the occasional hammer on a bankrupt, unfunny high school dropout who's been feeding his kids off my name, image, and likeness. That's different. That's justice. As an aside, it warms my heart that the general public is slowly realizing that the shitware is nothing more than a raccoon poking around in a dumpster desperately searching for scraps. Never original, never funny. But the Clippers, Doom, Stallion 19, So Thorough, Pest, Dirty Jersey, Menzer Math, and the rest of you crazy bastards are truly the lifeblood of this cesspool of ridiculousness. The Clippers are sacred and must be protected. Those striking the Clippers, looking at you, shitware, Rob Saul, Keanu Thompson, are just thin-skinned crybabies who simply don't get it. So the power vested in me by absolutely no one, I hereby decree protect the Clippers at all costs. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off doing important Duke shit. Stay ridiculous, my friends, forever. The Duke. That is the letter from Stuttering John, and this is the question:
Oh,
did
first
AI
off,
write it, or did Ava write it?
oh, I just wanted to start out with it. Well, you pointed out that you can find it on that person's Twitter, Menser Math.
Yeah.
It's on John. John posted it. It is on his Twitter. Just
I know,
FYI.
but the reason why
didn't
I
know
said
if
to
you knew.
find it on Mentor Math is because I'm blocked on John,
Right. Most of us
and
are.
I'm
I would.
assuming that a lot of people are. So
I think
yeah.
he privated his account. I just happened to sneak one in under the radar. So I
Oh, 'cause-
do have an eyeball on his Twitter account.
I
AI
went to
or
look.
Ava, huh?
and it's protected. Yeah, his Twitter account is protected. So
Well, it did throw Ava under the bus in there, right? For striking.
no, he didn't throw her under the bus.
She's struck
He's-
Clippers.
He does not mention that. What Clipper did she strike? Shuli, I guess, is the only one. That's the only person she struck that, as far as I know.
Yeah, actually, you might be right about that. Yeah. Okay, good point. AI, that didn't read like AI. I would say a person wrote it. Maybe like Vegas Beer Sales Jerry. I don't think Ava would write that. I don't know. That seems weird.
All right. I thought when I first read it, I thought Ava too. That was like my first thought. But this paragraph that, as an aside, it warns to the public, blah, blah, blah. The shitware is nothing more than a raccoon poking around in a dumpster, desperately searching for scraps. Sounds like AI. That just sounds like something AI would give you.
Oh, yeah. You're probably right on that. Like a raccoon in the dumpster. Yeah, that's not something a person would say, really, right? Yeah, like good point. Good point. Good catch.
But yeah,
The whole thing read kind of weird, but I guess if you feed AI enough information, huh?
Yeah, well, could you imagine what his AI history must look like? Right? All Shuli questions, Dabbleverse questions. Who is Menser Math? Where does he live?
I did see Doom said in the chat that the Duke had struck him at one point, so maybe his hands aren't clean from striking Clippers.
Yeah, I would. But it's John. So I mean, the whatever the point of the letter, the purpose of the letter, right? Whatever to me has zero meaning. I've just never seen anything John write ever look this polished and this finished. So I'm just, that basically is my question: is who wrote it for him?
Yeah, maybe the beginning. Yeah, like why is he addressing us? Isn't he supposed to be gone anyway? Didn't he say he was going to deactivate his Twitter and his channel?
Yeah.
Huh.
And the letter also has, right, at the bottom, it's got the little Duke logo, right, from the desk
Right.
of I don't know. I at first, like I said, I thought it was Ava, but it's reeking of AI to me.
I actually think he wrote the fucking thing. To be honest with you,
Do you? All right.
I
NJ Ranger
maybe
21.
maybe he wrote out like what he was gonna write, and then was like, "Hey AI, like fix it," or something along those lines. But I'm guessing he, yeah. Other than what you said about the raccoon,
Ah, I've got a frozen. Is it me frozen or is it Quadfather frozen? There we go. Whoa.
yeah, I don't know if that's
Sorry
your
about
end or
that.
mine.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, NJ Ranger, right? He's not illiterate, Schmuel. Yeah, no, I'm well aware he's not illiterate, but at the same time, um, he wrote mouth dash breathing, right? Hyphen. He did not. It wasn't just mouth breathing. He used a colon. Uh, there's just way too much stuff in here to. It doesn't feel like Stuttering John's writing. Maybe we get Vince on it, and Vince will figure it out. And Quad froze. Let me remove Quad from the scene. And this might be a perfect time. There we go. I was gonna say. Quad, you're showing up as no connection and offline. Try it one more. You're frozen, pal. Frozen. Up. You're moving now. So, yes, I think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what the hell is that on your end or mine?
I got plenty of juice over here. So, all right. Buckman Schmuel, hold on. Permaseal finishing 1273 for $4.99. Quad, tell Schmuel it's never a good idea to sell your business to an employee unless it's a bodega on wheels. Yeah, you don't have to tell me that. Permaseal, we can talk about it. It's the way I'm doing that, the way I bought one of mine. So it's think more rent to own. So there we go. All right. Oh shit. Tommy Jordan. Telling Quad he's frozen is mean, brother. So I don't mean to be mean to you. All right. So last question of the evening, after we've established that Granny is now gay and will not be able to live that down. Is John coming back?
Yeah, of course. The question is, how long will it be?
Yeah.
What do you think? End of summer, maybe we're looking at. He's done well so far. I don't think anybody expected him to make it this long, but he had that 8-month stint before, so it's possible. The longer he stays away, the more likely it is going to be a long stint. So I say if he's gone for another week here, then it'll probably be months, I'm guessing. I think he wants to make a point. It might even be until all of this lawsuit shit is settled and beyond, because he doesn't want Anthony to put the hammer down. So I think in his mind, he thinks if he goes away that Anthony might not do the slander defamation lawsuit. I don't think that's the case, though. It seems like Anthony's very serious about doing that. We shall see.
Yeah,
We're looking, what, August for that to be the case, though?
Yeah, Permaseal for $4.99. Schmuel, please tell me there's a tracker on the bodega. Dude, Permaseal, if you and I were to talk online, I got to tell you about my my client who started with one truck and now has 15 and more money than I'll ever have. I think everything. My prediction is July 14th. I think is the last day. Right? The judge said he would look at the stuff May 14th, and then he would issue a ruling by July 14th.
Well, he didn't say that. That's just kind of what Kaylee said. Is she thinks that this judge specifically usually gives rulings within 60 days.
Oh, I thought
They
he
don't
said he
have
was.
to. They don't have to.
No,
But she,
I thought he said he told them that that's what he was going to do. But let's just assume that that's where
yeah.
we
So
are.
we could both agree somewhere in the middle of July. Yeah, we should probably get an answer.
So if I'm saying like by July 14th, so I think it's going to be the day or two after, or the day of the judge deciding
That he'll come back, or that Anthony's
that
going to go ahead with his
he'll come back.
defamation.
And I think that the Anthony defamation lawsuit and any other lawsuits are contingent upon this lawsuit. I think how this lawsuit is ended is going to affect any other lawsuits going forward from people in the Dabbleverse.
I disagree. I don't think Shuley, I would suggest to him that he doesn't waste his time with starting that other fucking lawsuit. That's stupid, but I do think Anthony's going to follow through with what he's been saying. I believe it.
Yeah, I it's not me disbelieving Anthony. I don't disbelieve that at all. But I do think that Anthony and Carl and those guys being friends, that somehow that Anthony's suing could change depending upon how this lawsuit settles. Just my gut, you know. No, I have no evidence to say that. Permaseal $1.99. Thank you, buddy. Schmuel, I don't care. I know you don't care, which is I care about the bodega tracker. But if I got to listen to that, I figure you got to listen to me talk about wealthy bodega owners. Go ahead.
So I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
okay, let's say John wins his lawsuit. Then what? What does Anthony and Shuley do?
See, I think, look, I'm sorry. I'm operating from the place that there's no way in hell that John wins this lawsuit, right? My question is, how does it end, right? So hold on, put up your get your bodegas in line, pal. Permaseal for $1.99. Thank you, buddy. My gut tells me I'm ruminating, right? Like I'm just making this up. So, like I said, there's no way in hell John wins. Obviously, that's not true, right? Anything could happen. The judge could decide. It could be against Julie and Carl, although I doubt it. I think the most likely thing is that John's side works towards a settlement to get this thing done, right? Because I don't know how much what the hell is the guy's name? Danny Savalos. I don't know how much that guy charges, but let's remember that Carl and Shuley have 40 grand to fight this thing. That's not coming out of their pocket. So if they don't win this, if they don't get the slap money or whatever, what difference does it make? There's no skin off their nose, right?
Right.
Okay. So what I'm wondering is if let's say that they settle with John, right? And they get like everything they want from John, like no restrictions. He agrees not to do other stuff. But part of that is Anthony agrees not to, right? Or the good faith Anthony's not going to do it, right? That Anthony's not going to sue. Somehow there's an agreement in there that Shuley won't sue on the DMCA stuff and Anthony won't sue, something like that. Or Anthony agrees that he's not going to do it. I don't know. I think something like that is what's going to happen.
I don't know how they could get Anthony in on that part of the settlement.
Well, because he's
between
Carl, only
Shuley
because he's like Carl and Shuley's friend, and everybody wants to get.
Is that a possibility though?
done.
You could have a guy that has nothing to do with the case to be part of a settlement. That seems weird.
Well, I mean, they could get Anthony to, you could get anything, right? They could get
Handshake
Anthony Anthony could just, give a notarized statement saying, I'm not going to sue, right? And I don't know. I don't know how you would do that, but I have a feeling that um, if Anthony were going to help Shuli and Carl more by not suing than suing, he won't sue. Does that make sense?
No,
Okay.
I don't see Anthony making any decisions based on anything except for when this court date ends. That's the only thing I think he's looking at personally for him. Obviously, Shuli and Carl, they got their own thing going on, but whatever Shuli and Carl have is separate from Anthony. I believe that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think that I don't think that Anthony and this is just my opinion. I have no basis in fact. Is like I don't think that that this was all Anthony's idea and it just came up. Like that Anthony just decided to do this on his own. Like I feel like this is all part of putting screws to John. Schmuel, you're not ruminating. You're more like marinating. Permaseal for $1.99. Thank you, Permaseal. So, I mean, Ant sounds like he's going to sue, right? Like he sounds like everything's ready to go. Once once that case is decided, boom. But
he's got lawyers on retainers. That's the other thing you can't forget. He already pays a lawyer, every year just to be sitting there waiting for something to do for him. So it's probably not as much of a big deal for him to get a lawyer involved in that. So, and he's already got all this other construction lawsuit going on. I know he's been in the middle of all that stuff for a long time. He's a sue guy. He'll sue you.
I guess. I don't know. I just don't, because bottom line, John doesn't have any money, right? So all these lawsuits are going to do is tie John up and fuck with his money more. So it doesn't seem to me like it's about winning, right? Like, what does winning do? You're not going to win any money from him unless you now have, look, I have a court document that says I won and this guy was lying. Is that what you want? Because
I don't know why anybody's doing any of these lawsuits, but it's above me at this point. John, he's not going to win. Anthony probably wouldn't win. It would probably just be, why are all these guys wasting tens of thousands of dollars on all these lawsuits? It seems like such a waste of everybody's resources. But whatever, I guess that's what's happening with the, people have getting a little bit thin-skinned out there. It's like,
well, Anthony's an old guy, right? He doesn't have kids.
He can have a vendetta against John that he's hated for a decade now.
He's got money. I always joke around, hell hath no fury like an old man with money scorned. And he's got time. He's got time and money.
So that's why I think Anthony's actually going to follow through with it. But yeah, the same thing with John, right? John I don't think really has money, but he definitely is sick of getting picked on. Steel Toe found a better way of going after him, right? Just getting an HRO against your opponent.
Yeah, except that it seems like, well, they live in two different states, so that's harder to do. But right, with these guys, but it also seems like, based upon everything we've seen of the last couple of years, the Minnesota legal system seems totally fucked up.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Agreed.
They have laws and rules, but they just do what they want. So,
a liberal Midwest state like that, it's weird that it exists.
Yeah, it's a strange. It's definitely strange, but there we go. Let's see what Ranger says. What happens when the Duke enters the litany of jokes Pocky has made on very specific subject over the years? Does he have equivalent evidence of SJ graping a woman in Vegas? I don't know that one thing. Roy Cohn Esquire down on it. Anthony has to show damages, and he has none. Roy Cohn, I don't disagree. I'm just saying because I don't think Anthony is suing to get damages or any of that stuff. I think they'll file a lawsuit that is enough that it wouldn't get slapped or anti-slapped. And the whole purpose of the lawsuit is just to cost John money. That's my view.
And resources he probably doesn't really have, right? Allegedly.
Well, you know, look, we know he doesn't have them. And, you know, I mean, the dude had to take $831 out of that GoFundMe, right? And you wouldn't be doing that if you had it.
Well, they were saying that was auto pay. I don't know. I guess you
Yeah.
could schedule for auto pay out to happen at the end of the month. It does seem weird that it would happen at the end of the month. Why would you schedule payouts for the end of the month? That you
I
never know,
guess
though.
SJ
Who knows?
would countersue, presumably, since they're both defaming each other. But I get again. I'm going back to money. SJ doesn't have the money to countersue. That's my feeling in this stuff. Now I could be wrong. Doesn't have to show damages. It's defamation per se. Steph 2.
Right.
I'm
So
not.
I thought you could sue like for defamation for the possibility of lost wages. Like, you know, he does still have to look for work, etc. Like, because he is working. He works for WABC, so there's a possibility he could lose that job and have to find another one. And it's like damage of reputation is, you know, part of the defamation thing. I don't really. I'm not a fucking lawyer, and I hate talking lawyer stuff too much because I start seeing like the flood of everybody's opinions on legal stuff, and everybody's a goddamn lawyer. I swear to you, man. Everybody in the Dabbleverse is their own lawyer, and they all have an opinion on legal issues, but unless you're an actual attorney. But then you get two attorneys with differing opinions, and it's all like makes my eyes glaze over, you know.
Again, I'm far from a lawyer, Rev, but come on now. If the case is whether it's plausible to think the guy is a PDF, yeah, look, none of us are lawyers, but I think Kumia has demonstrated that he's a smart guy, if not an educated guy, and I just feel like they would, if he's going to sue, he's going to craft a lawsuit that is going to mess with John. So, hey, Brian
yeah,
Landon
and I've met a
test
lot of
screen.
dumbass lawyers too, Brian Landon. I'm not saying
Yeah.
you're one, but I've known a few lawyers in my time that weren't the brightest. You don't have to be a genius to be a lawyer.
All right,
let's say that.
you're killing me here. Brian Landon test screen. I'm a lawyer. Yay me. Did you stiff Ray for $100? That's what we want to know, Brian.
You
Tell
did.
us, Brian. How come you didn't pay Ray?
You
Ray
did
should be
stiff.
paid.
Yep. Give him another. You owe him a hundo.
Yeah.
So true. So true.
Let's see, Brian. No, that's what I thought. What do you call it? It's just, but you know, look, I've seen a bunch of these things over the years, and I just, I don't know. I just feel like this is more like a nuisance thing than Anthony's doing. Because what would he? He's not going to get anything from John. John, you know, I'm sure John doesn't own anything.
He already
Right?
said that. John literally said that. Those are his words. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You gonna take stuff from me? I don't got nothing. He's like, I've already got all that figured out. Like, you gonna come to Florida and take my stuff? I don't think so. He did say that. Yeah,
But he's also,
whether
but John is also an idiot. Like, frankly, I don't think he has anything. I don't think John needs to worry about hiding stuff because I don't think he's got anything, you know. And like that house, right, that they put down money on or whatever, I'm sure it's mortgaged out to the max. You know, it's like they can't get the house because it would be homesteaded, right, in Florida. But still, it's like, you know, guy's got a $2 million house, but a $1.9 million mortgage on it, right? Like,
Till
what do
mom dies, and then he's got it, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that's what Anthony's got to do: knock off the mom. So, uh, who knows?
Put out a
All right,
hit.
that was our last question. I am falling asleep, but I also need to eat some dinner. And the answer to the question asked earlier this evening is it's a pelican. Um, but I do have an ibis hat. Um, so,
They fly over
and
my house all the time. We got lots of pelicans around here.
wow, cool. Reverend Rage, settlement fave of SJ. I can't wait to see your faces. Well, we don't see
Okay,
yours, but we will laugh at you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say we'll have to go on a live stream when the announcement is made, so you can see that. We want it.
Yeah.
I'll take a picture of my face after I hear the announcement that Stuttering John won all the monies. I'm sure it'll happen, bud.
Thank you for the $1.99 Rage. I just what do you call it? Where is it here? As Ranger says, NJ Ranger 2-1. The Duke is untouchable.
The Duke is
Um,
untouchable.
Everybody that I know, holy shit, I got several of them. Everybody
Yeah.
that I know, that thinks they're untouchable, unless it was designed by a really good lawyer, they're not. All right. Suit Party, $5. Thank you so much, my friend, for the super tip. Granny's new GF hit me up over the weekend. I'm taking her to Disneyland this summer. Granny doesn't know yet, but he's paying for it.
Latanya's going to Disneyland. That's cool. Congratulations, Latanya.
Oh, I thought it was a guy named Steve, but it could be
way.
Latanya too. And here we go. And this is David R. Fuller for $3. Where around Rochester did you live? Churchville and Brockport. All right. Thank you, David, for the $3. And let's pop over here to Permaseal for $1.99. How big is a Roadrunner bird, Quad?
About as big as my cack. No, they're I don't know. They're not that big. Probably like a foot tall. I would say like 12 inches, maybe a little taller than that. 14, 15. Not very big. They're not that big. They're not as big as a coyote, if that's what you're asking. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Wily coyote.
I'm going to close with this last free of the night. NJ Ranger, this is from Reverend Rage. There has to be a reason why John has been successful. We can tell that he's not talented. I think he's got a protective hedge from the Lord above. I think that hedge disappeared a dozen years ago. And
What if that judge is a Stuttering John fan? If nobody knows it. He's like an undercover Stuttering John fan.
he doesn't come across. I was talking to Kaylee and looking up something. This guy doesn't come across as somebody who would be a fan of this stuff. Like anything, you know? He seems a very straight guy, so I don't think that's going to happen. And I may be blowing your question because I'm just getting tired and not thinking very well. But it would be pretty funny, right? If he did. But I can't see it. I just can't see him winning. What do you call it? What do you call it? It's just one of my many verbal crutches for $1.99 there. Permaseal finishing. And I've got a bunch of
Oh
them.
yeah, that saying is Ray does that too. What do you call it? What do you call it? What do you call it? He says the same thing. Maybe it's a Northeast thing.
I find it really funny when Ray does the like when he's doing something and then he's then he's got it's like it gets in his head and he's got to look it up on Google. You know, I just gotta go, and it's like it's always something I guess that interests him, but nobody else.
Useless information. Useless information is not.
This one is a piece of paper towel, Sparky. Watch. Here we go. Roy Cohen Esquire. Ta-da!
He's calling you
There
Sparky
you go.
now. Roy Cohen, he called you Sparky. Ouch.
Yeah, it's the end of the night and talked out guy. All right, kids, here's the story. Quadfather, where can you be found?
You guys know where. BYB podcast. Yeah, tomorrow night we got like 3 good guests on, so you might want to tune in. It might be interesting for you.
That's Quad's way of telling you I will not be there. But hey, man, thank you so much for coming on, and I enjoyed it. I hope you did as well.
I did. Thank you.
Right, and
Do it again soon, right?
yeah, let's go forward. And you know, the good thing is I'm on the East Coast, you're on the West Coast, so you don't have to worry that I'm going to cuddle up and breathe on you. So
Yeah, nothing gay. Nothing gay, guys. Stay
all right,
stay
good night,
gay
man.
free, unlike Granny, who's a
Good night. Take care. Bye bye.
later.
All right, guys. Gonna wrap it up here. Thanks everybody for being here. It's cool. You know, it's funny. I was looking to redirect, and like the only person live at the moment is our friend Mersh. It seems, and I can't, in good conscience, send you over. I couldn't do that to you, so I'm not going to. But there is I could send you to spa music, stress relief. All right. Anyway, we're not going anywhere. No redirection, no nothing. Tomorrow night I will be on with Jesus. I'm losing it. With on Luigi Greenberg's channel, and we will be talking about Marjo Gortner. Fear is hate. Hate is fear. Permaseal. I can't even pronounce anything anymore. Permaseal finishing $12.73, $1.99. Thank you, buddy. You've been great tonight. So you can look it up. There is a Marjo documentary from 1972 up on Tubi that you can watch if you want to watch it before. But really fascinating story. Marjo was like an evangelist from the age of 4 until up to this time. He quit, then he became hippie, and then he goes back, and it's really the story of a guy. So this documentary is made, and I'm not really ruining it for you, but basically the documentary is made, and it follows Marjo going around and doing his evangelical stuff. The people who are in the documentary, aside from Marjo, all think they're there because Marjo is this evangelist and leading them to the good path. And the reality is that Marjo is just doing it for the money, and he knows it. So there we go. So pretty fucking cool. So in any event, that's it. And this is a message. TJ Holly, it's Stealth Chaos live. Oh, is Stealth ever going to do a stream, or is he just going to be doing it? Stealth, if you're live, Stealth, are you live? If Stealth is live, we could redirect over there. But there we go. I think the button says end stream. Yeah, and you have there's a little X in the upper right that you can press to. I'm sorry if I'm doing that for you. In any event, kids, I was hoping to stay long enough to get over. I can't unless if he doesn't. I mean, I'm happy to redirect, but I don't have. Let's see if it comes up in the YouTube. It's got to be scheduled, or I can't. THKOSLIBE. Creep. Oh, he does not have his redirect privileges turned on. So the name of his show is Creep, and apparently it's upcoming. So it is. I guess this is his, right? Stealth Chaos Live. So that's his YouTube channel, Stealth Chaos Live. He's going to do a show in a little bit. So go on over, give the guy a watch. He's a pain in the balls, but he's worth probably the watch. And there you go. And subscribe. And good night. So I'll be on tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Luigi Greenberg put up a post. Marjorie Gortner. Fun. Should be fun. I love doing these scam evangelists. So it's always happy for me. And then over the weekend, at some point, there will be a members only stream. And look for me on Echo. We'll all be seeing you soon. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And as always, I'm honored that you watched. Good night.